Okay. We're gonna put the tea down. Ah, that looks really good. I lowered the brightness a little bit. Give me 1 second here. Good Lord, what a day. What a day, what a day. This has just been insane. All right, so we're gonna go with that. Wherever Restream opened at. Okay, enable. We're gonna maximize. Okay. All right, I think we're good here. Yeah. I think we're good here. Shirt looking a little rough and tumbly. Okay, I think everything is okay. Let's make sure everybody can hear me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Shure should be rejecting like most of that AC. So I think we should be good there. Let me also check my my lab setup here. Okay. Checking the audio. Testing. It goes a little high. Let me come down some. Orbiter. Maybe like right about here. Testing. Yeah, it's a little loud. Okay. Testing. Yeah. Okay, so that's not too bad. Okay. Give me 1 second here and we will come right back. At negative 50 decibels, it still picks that up pretty well. So here, let's go ahead and go back to chat. Testing. Okay, cool. Give me 1 second here and let me just go let me turn off this AC because I think it can be picked up in the other guy, and that is no bueno. So let me turn that off real quick. Be right back. Okay. This guy I already know sounds great. Let me check the other guy here. Let me see here. Yeah, okay, that's much better. So it should only actually be picking up my audio in the whenever we move to lab. What does it see? Oh, sorry, GoPro. All right, cool. So we got a lab going now. So I should be able to do, ow, oh my God, I hit my toe. I should be able to do product reviews and parts and builds and stuff like that, and you guys should be able to see it here. So we're actually have one of that. We're going to have that planned today. So let me just move over back here and let's try a few things. Okay. So that totally works now. Okay, I had to do a whole lot of crap to get that to work properly. Let me actually put this down here because if I put it towards the top there, I'm gonna need that keyboard. Move that out the way too. Okay. Hi. How you doing? How you be? Top to the AB. And oh my God, this stream and trying to get everything set up has been so much work. I love it, but it has been a lot of work to get everything working the way I want to in the right location, setting up the right things. Now I can actually do product reviews from my live stream. I can do product reviews and tutorials and stuff like that. And also I can build like products and stuff. So there's all kind of stuff that I can do with this new setup. So yeah. Whew, okay, hi, how you doing? How you be? Talk to the AB, and this channel is basically centered around tech support. It is more so for charity and helping people and helping as many people as humanly possible. My name is Anthony. My avatar is Toph, the open forum. It's my gamer tag. That's where you get all that stuff from. And yeah, so essentially where this breaks down is we typically go through and try to help as many people as humanly possible. We probably can get like 30 or 35 in this 7 to 10 p.m. stream, but I'm changing it up a little bit so that we can actually hit all 5 groups and be able to have like a little certain setup or a little certain event. Today is Tuesday, so I'm gonna start calling this like Tech Tuesday, where I do product reviews of different products and then kind of give you an idea of what I think and my ideas of that particular product. Also do kind of an unboxing, but most of it don't really need unboxings. Most people don't really like that kind of thing. Especially something that's live, because if you live mess up, it's kind of a problem. But this product here that we're actually going to be looking at, which is the Black Widow V3 Pro, is something that actually has been out for a while. But this is actually what's new about this guy is that it's actually the V3 Pro Yellow Edition. So basically, it's the linear silent keys. And so we'll take a look at that guy right about now. So let me go ahead and switch over here. Okay. All right. So this is the V3 Pro. I think everybody can hear me okay. I'm just making sure here. Yes. Okay, cool. So this is the V3 Pro, the Black Widow V3 Pro. And yeah, here's here's the actual V3 Pro, the green edition. So if we take this off here, or okay, so this is green. So this is kind of clicky. So if we go, should be able to hear that pretty well. So basically every time that you pretty much type on this one here, it has a very clicky sound, which is usually good for gamers and stuff because usually they have on headsets and they can't hear. However, in certain situations, that's actually not exactly the best idea because, there we go, because you run into situations where the headset is, well, okay, where you run into situations where you have multiple devices, particularly when you work and then you work from home. So like you work from home, plus you want to actually have a gaming setup, but you want to use one keyboard and mouse. See, back in the day, we used to use what's called a USB 3 switch, which is actually this guy here. I got like too many cameras. So a USB 3 switch, which would have swapped between the two inputs. So you would have a keyboard and a mouse plugged into the USB switch, and then you just press a button to swap it to a different input. However, this creates a whole bunch of cables. And what this actually does is it has essentially, if you look, okay, it's right here. So if we look there, you see how it has, oh, that is clean. Right there, 2.4 gig as well as Bluetooth right there. So essentially what this can do is it can switch between 2.4 gig wireless as well as Bluetooth. Now, the thing about the Bluetooth is you don't really want to game on that guy. You want to game on the wireless and have Bluetooth to your job. So if you have a work laptop or work MacBook Pro or something like that, you want to set that to the Bluetooth. And then all your gaming and stuff, you want to use the 2.4 gig. Now, the only thing with this is that once you hook up wired, all bets are off because it's going to immediately switch to the wired whatever you do. So be sure not to use wired unless you're charging it, or you want it to actually use wired and you're not going to be using the second input. But if you are going to be using the second input on this guy, then you want to go ahead and unhook the actual cable going into the keyboard. Now, what's interesting is that this guy here is $130. Oh, my bad. Chat. Oh, let me move the chat. Okay, cool. Okay, so this guy here is $130, whereas this guy here is $300. So they're the exact same keyboard, except this one is green and this one is yellow. So I wanted to go ahead and take a look at this guy to see if it's going to be anywhere near close to what I would imagine to be a decent build or a decent deal. Now, also, if you guys do have questions during this product review, just be sure to ask them in the chat. I'll be sure to answer. And we can also take a look at troubleshooting and troubleshooting issues as well while we're there, because my keyboard is wireless. So let me go ahead and do the unboxing here. Let me find my knife. Oh, here it is. All right. So what we're gonna do here is go ahead and open this guy up here and take a look. Ah, see, it switches pretty quickly. So this is the Black Widow V3 Pro, and this is gonna be the yellow edition. So if we just move this over to the side here and then pick this guy up, and let's see what the difference is, if it's actually worth the extra $150, which I don't think anything on this planet is gonna be worth that. But I'm willing to test it to see. If I can actually get this out the box, that would be great. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Okay. So it does come with a wrist rest, which is this guy right here. This guy right here, which is a wrist rest. And that guy's pretty good. I use it for just about everything because it's not magnetic, so it actually doesn't really connect to this guy. So you can use it for other keyboards as well. Oh my God, this thing. Okay, maybe it is worth that. Okay. I'm gonna be quiet and we can actually listen to this. Okay. This is the Cherry MX yellows, and then this is the green, yellow, green. So we take this off, you can see yellow, and we'll take this off and you can see green. That way you can tell the difference. Okay, check this out. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm starting to wonder, they may have had the right idea here because this guy, even though it's more expensive, it is completely silent. So like the reason why you want this is because if you have a mic in front of you, so like for example, there is a mic in front of me and there's usually a mic in front of me when I'm in the chat mode as well, then you essentially don't want anything in any kind of audio to be picked up except for your voice. And whenever you have these clicky keys and you're typing, everyone and their mother can hear you. And that is the problem with these clicky keyboards. Even though the features are exactly identical between the green and the yellow is whisper quiet. Also, there is a bit more resistance on here than it is on the greens. The yellows actually have a little bit more give to it. So whenever you're pressing down on this, it actually feels like there's some resistance there. Whereas this one here doesn't feel like as much resistance. It just feels like a normal Razer green keyboard. This guy is a 140, this guy is 300. That's the only thing that really kind of gets me about this guy is that it's even though it's yellow and it's yellow all throughout the entire keyboard, my problem is the price point. Generally, whenever you see like yellows, like the linear silent yellows versus the clicky greens, what's usually is the price point is that it's usually about a $20 to $30 price point. I usually never see it go over 50. The fact that it's actually 50, oh, I'm sorry, not 50, 150 is what's actually crazy about this guy. That is so much money, but it just came out, so I get that, but $300, I don't know about that. But it is extremely quiet. So one of the things that that I kind of like about this guy, so that not only is it quiet, it is pretty portable, because this guy here actually uses what's a USB-C for charging. Whereas if we look at my normal keyboard that I currently have here, which is right here, the Logitech G915, this guy uses a micro USB port. However, this guy is also pretty quiet too, but this one is portable. So if we want to listen to this one here, I'm just going to press, I'll just press Alt. Okay, so this guy is super quiet as well, but the same thing is this guy doesn't have as much travel as these guys here. So this guy here has more travel, but they're both equally quiet. So these are going to be browns and this is yellow. So if we just remove a cap here, maybe I can show you. Well, okay, I'm using this, so bear with me. Okay, so this is Cherry MX brown, this is yellow, this is green. Green, yellow, and brown. So brown is actually extremely quiet. There we go. Okay, so brown is actually extremely quiet. And that's why I like this one here as my new keyboard as opposed to this yellow. But, you know, kudos to them for at least making a yellow version in case you wanted something quieter. But at the same time, that price point needs to come down before anyone actually makes that decision. So, you know, I thought that would be kind of neat to actually just take a little bit of time and talk about this particular product here to see exactly what I thought about it and to see if it's worth the actual change. It's maybe, if it was like maybe $30 more or $40 more, I get it, because it's the entire keyboard. Even the numpad is quiet, but $150, I don't see it being worth that. It was like $300 on Amazon. But if you decide that you want to go with something like the green or the yellow for work and play, I'll have a link in the actual description of this Twitch stream. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and move on back to our regularly scheduled programming. So let me go ahead and just head on back here. Oh, it's actually just right here in my face. Okay, the chat is always in the way. Okay, there we go. Okay, so interesting just me thinking about like what my options are. Okay, one, my picture profile is super flat there. I need to change it. I'll do that in post here, but it's kind of annoying that my picture profile was just so flat. I can actually see it from here. It was just like, oh my god, it was like, why is it so flat? But whatever, to each his own. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. Okay, cool. So now we can actually do a few things. We can actually do like builds and logs and things that I'm building. Like for example, I am building ESXi server for virtualization and VMs, and we'll talk about that some more tomorrow when we do that guy. But this one right here, I just wanted to see if I was capable of actually doing a product overview of a particular product live, and I think that that's going to be pretty cool in the future as we move forward. So let's go ahead and get started as I sweat to death. Okay, so let's get into this. So we can go ahead and pick back up with our dear friend Folded Meat. If you guys aren't aware, actually, you know what? Let me actually do something real quick here. Let me actually do a media source. Let's see if it's still here at existing. Preview vid, media test, media source. No. Maybe not. I was trying to see if the video that he uploaded previously was still in my my OBS settings, but it appears that it's not. But neither here nor there. But essentially, Folded Meat, for those of you who are not aware, Folded Meat is a particular person that we were working with that was having some issues with his Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So we've been going back and forth here, and we figured out what was going on is that basically once we uninstalled the NVIDIA driver and we left it with the Windows driver, that actually worked, and he was able to get 60 FPS, except whenever he installed the new drivers back, he got 100, and then it went down to 10 to 20. And we were basically very, very happy that he was able to get this working because it took him like 2 weeks in order to troubleshoot this. So he basically just updated us saying, hey, I did some driver tests. Modern Warfare 2 won't run without any drivers, which is true. If you leave it as Microsoft Display Adapter, it will not actually boot any games. You have to actually let Windows install the default driver. The two drivers didn't make a difference for a while. Video will be sent soon. So hopefully he'll be sending us a video so that we can take a look at that and exactly see what's going on with them and move forward from there. So he says he's going to upload a video and we'll be able to see exactly what's happening there. But that's what's going on with Folded Meat. Hopefully he'll update us here pretty soon. And let's get started. So the first topic of today, outside of the review we just did, was Apple unveils M2 Pro and M2 Max next generation chips for next level workflows, which I thought was interesting, but not like super crazy, because the M2 Pro, or just the M2 chip itself, does give you a little bit more performance. Oh, up to 96 gigs of unified memory. That's a first. I never saw that one before. I thought it would only go to like 48 or 64, but the fact that it can go to 96 gigs is actually pretty interesting. Probably not so much on the MacBook Pro or the M1 Max or something, or M2 Max in this case. But yes. Okay, so they're touting the M2 Pro to be 40% faster in Photoshop. I mean, you know, if that's your actual workflow, I can actually see that, but it's kind of cool that they're coming out with something like that. But everybody kind of already saw that coming because the MacBook Air was already on the M2 chip. So, you know, kudos to them. It just recently got announced like today, and I haven't had a chance to do anything but work. But yeah, that is a thing. So let's go ahead and help people now that that Apple has done its Apple thing. We have a whole bunch of repeats. So we'll just hold on, let me grab this fan here and we can get started with it. All right, fan on. Yeah. We're gonna move this back here. Sorry, just trying to put it on low so nobody can hear but me. Oh no, God! Oh no, I'm sorry. What did I do? What did I do? What did I break? Why is it showing Microsoft Edge? Oh, it's in a new tab. Oh, it took me all the way back. Okay. Alrighty. So, okay, let me move that out the way. Cool. Alrighty. So this is from Lower Newspaper 4398, and they write, "Brick my PC, help urgently." So basically, he thought that he had bricked his PC, but he is able to power on his PC and it actually shows a screen. He said, "My PC seems to be fully bricked. I went to turn it on after I was finished cleaning it, and the first thing I noticed was all my desktop icons had disappeared. Secondly, I realized I couldn't open anything. However, if that's the case, that means that he's already on the desktop. So I said, this doesn't sound bricked at all. The fact that it loaded and showed a picture means more than likely it's not bricked. So let me ask you this. Does the mouse cursor move when you press the Windows logo on the keyboard? Does anything happen? What about Control Alt Delete? Does that do anything? Also, I would say to reseat the graphics card to see if that helps. The mouse moves extremely fast for some reason. Nothing happens when trying to open things with commands, but when I go from start bar to try to open something, it will start flashing the icon in the taskbar, but nothing will open. My PC is fully non-operational. The only thing I can do is hard reset. Oh, okay. So with this one here, click on an application. When it's highlighted in the taskbar at the bottom, press Windows key plus right arrow key. Press Windows keys plus right arrow key. It sounds like there may have been a ghost or a recently okay, it sounds like there may be a rogue monitor the applications are opening on. As for the speed, this is because you probably hit the DPI settings on the mouse while cleaning, which sped it up to fix which sped it up. Just press it again to okay, sped it up. I'll just leave it at that. Most people know how to unspeed their mouse if it did speed up because of that. I don't want to, because depending on the mouse, his settings may actually just continue going up and may not actually go down. So generally there's like 3 levels, and you press it once and it's going to go to the next level and so on, and then it'll eventually get back to his original level. However, I'm not sure. It can change depending on which mouse you use. So that's what I would imagine with the speed there. And then as far as his issue, when it says that whenever he's clicking on an application, it shows up in the bottom of his screen, but he doesn't have a picture. More than likely what may have happened is that whenever he unhooked everything or when he was cleaning, he plugged them in the different ports or different slots. So because of that, it's almost like his computer doesn't recognize it. This is on some Windows 10 type stuff. Generally on Windows 11, it will still recognize it no matter which ports you plug it into. As long as you don't change input. Like if it was display before and it's HDMI now, that can cause an issue. But if it was always display, it shouldn't cause a problem. But if he's having this issue, then he may not have up-to-date drivers, but that's neither here nor there. In this case here, I would say just press the Windows key plus right arrow until it actually shows a picture. And then it sounds like there may be a right key plus arrow key until it shows a picture. And then we'll go from there with him and see exactly what's popping. So yeah, so we'll do that. T. Okay. So now my T is like way down here because my lab is taken over. Okay. So I was trying to speed up everything because I finally got the cameras to work. And so I used Splenda for this tea, and I had put the Splenda in and some of it spilt a little bit. So my dumb tail tried to blow the Splenda away, and when I did that, I got white stuff everywhere. So that has been my evening, trying to speed things up, and I paid the price. But lower newspaper there. I hope that helps here. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. All right, this is from Cool Rule. And he says upgrade from 3080 Ti to 4090 Founders Edition in Encase M1. Oh, okay. So that's actually okay. So 3080 Ti Founders Edition to a 4090 Founders Edition at Encase M1. This guy must be a reviewer. For him to actually get that card, that's so rare. That is a big boy. And just dwarfs the 3080, but the 3080 is a straight up 2-slot card. If only the fan wasn't on the opposite side. Okay. So here's the thing. I thought the 4090 Founders Edition actually had a USB-C port. like a USB-C to display. This guy doesn't appear to have that. I thought that they actually came with a USB-C port because I was so excited. Or maybe it actually be the XTX, the 7900 XTX that did. One of them came with a actual USB-C port so that you can plug it into display or mini display for like portable monitors and stuff like that. But this is just your standard 3 display, 1 HDMI. But yeah, pretty sweet build. I had no idea the 3080 Ti was so compact. It barely looks bigger than my 3070 Founders Edition, or maybe just the card being next to the 4090. The 4090 is a gigantic monster. And then he has the smallest of the gigantic monsters. Oh, he has several pictures. Okay. So he tried to put that in the end case. Of course, it does fit the end case, by the way. There's a little bit of room there, but yeah, it's gonna be a tight fit for sure. Woo, that look hot. That look hot, bro. That look hot. Yeah, that looks hot. Power cable a little out of the case. Side panel can't close without pressure. Only lock upper 3 pin to the case. Bottom 3. What do you say? Bottom 3 pin is floating. Yeah, bro, you're gonna have some problems. Yeah, it's gonna be hot. I would take it out of that case. It's not worth it. That case is like $120, and that Founders Edition is like a gazillion. So, so it may not be in your better interest to go ahead and put it in this end case. Even though everybody say the oh no, it's not the end case. It's the NR200P or the NR200 from Cooler Master. That guy fits, but this one. Yeesh. If this guy doesn't fit, then that means that none of the 4090s fit properly. So, good lord. Okay, well, that's good information. Now I know that doesn't really want to work. 38 and 30 Ti are the same size, blah, blah, blah. This huge as compared to a 4090, yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. I totally thought it would fit in that one. An alternative would be the NR200 or the Mashelishis. All right, so just let them know. But yeah, cool rule, man. Congratulations on the new 4090 Founders Editions. I wish I had one of those. Those are pretty sweet. Alrighty, so this is from any Persimmon. Persimmon. Okay, we've already talked about this person's name. Persian. All right, and they were having 7 milliseconds of render latency in games, but now in the same game, Witcher 3 Enhanced, in the last few, I had around 40 milliseconds of render latency in my GPU from around 99 to 40. And I said, okay, well, what does the issue manifest itself as? Is the game slower? Are you dropping frame rates? Is there an issue this is creating? And he said, it is dropping frame rates, and I can feel the high latency the NVIDIA overlay shows I have. Okay, well, with the 3080, what resolution and frame rate are you running at? Also, do you see this latency when running low settings? He's running 2560 by 1440p at 144 hertz. Frames go around 80 FPS, but it does not feel like that because of the high latency. Yes, also when on low settings. Okay, so he's seeing high latency. Latency usually has to do with network connectivity, not necessarily graphics latency. Okay. I need a picture. Could you upload a picture or video of your issue? It sounds more like network latency, but do you experience frame rate drops in single player games that don't need the internet? Yeah, so we just need to get a picture of it so we can actually see what he's referring to, because it's like, okay, if you're having latency, generally the only latency most people think of is network latency. The fact that you're saying graphical latency, as in the graphics card is having problems rendering, that's a totally different ballgame. Generally, if it's having problems trying to render images, that means the graphics card itself may be having a problem. But I would rather you show me than me try to make that conclusion without having enough information. So you're running 2K 144 hertz, but at low settings, and you still You say you feel around 80, but the latency is so bad. So yeah, we just got to see. I think you may have something that may be interfering, and that may be causing it. It may be look that way, but I don't really think that graphical render latency is a thing. But at the same time, I guess we'll find out. I withhold judgment until we know more. So we'll just go with that, bro. If you can upload a picture or video so we can see what the hell you're talking about, that would be great. That would be awesome. Alrighty, let me make sure my audio is good. Audio looks good. Okay. Alrighty. If you have questions, be sure to put this in the chat. Okay, yeah, this was the MacBook Pro
and battery life,
and them talking about all the features of the MacBook Pro and how cool it is.
Profound.
And then you have all
now
these people that were talking about it and the new chip.
M2 family.
And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Introduce.
And yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, that would be kind of interesting. Seeing the fact that we also troubleshoot Mac issues too. So help an out-of-touch old-timer make the right decision. So this was a question that he was trying to create a build, right? So he has two options that are custom build, like he's not building them, somebody else is building for him, and they're going to ship it to him. And then he has another option where he has a PC part picker list, and inside of that part picker list, he had some options that he was trying to choose and get set up that was around the same price as the custom built cases. However, the custom built cases were custom built, and he didn't know for sure if he wanted to go forward with ordering from the custom cases for his particular setup in the build that he's trying to do. He does a little bit of everything, I guess is the best way to say it. So he has a part picker, and I was like, hey, well, that cooler is more or less not ideal for that processor, because the cooler he has is like the Corsair H60 on a 13600K, which is not ideal. May have to go for 120mm AIO or better, but overall looks like a pretty good custom build. But in the same regard, I doubt you will have the time to build it. So I would probably say the pre-builds will work best given for you the situation. So my money is on the Omen or something similar. He said, thanks. I know pre-builds are not the best value, but I ended up chickening out of building. At least it doesn't look like my fallback pre-build is a bad one. Nah, it's not a bad one. So his pre-build is this one here. His pre-builds, I guess is the best way to say that, is this one. Yeah. So this one here, it has a 3080 Ti, and then it has a 12900K 12th generation, but still not overall a bad case. And there's a lot of room there. And then on top of that, it has triple fans in the front, so it should get a pretty decent amount of cooling for the 3080, and it's only a 3080, so it should be all right. Alrighty, so we'll leave that guy alone. Where are we at? Are we on group 2? Okay, there's 6 groups, so we got plenty of time to run through this. All right, let's close out group 1. All right, group 2. Let's do this. Oh, I'm sorry. This is part of group 2 as well. All righty, so we got a lot of repeats, so we'll probably go through those here. In our 200 white build. Ooh, go on. That is a very big graphics card. What is that? 3080, 3090 Ti. And then he has the RGB, the all white case with the all white cables, but he only has one cable going into it. What kind of card is that? 3060 or something? Yeah, it's only one 8-pin going in there. Okay, well maybe that's not a 3090 or anything like that. That may just be a 3060 or something. This was a lot of fun, made trickier by using the ATX PSU. I used the adapter from Cooler Master based off of the 12th gen i3 and 6600 XT. Makes sense. I'm thinking of selling up for a Steam Deck. I don't enjoy playing at my desk and would like the flexibility that it comes with. Any ideas of how much I could ask for it? Or would you even recommend the swap? NR200, 12100F, Be Quiet, Pure Rock 2 Slim, 6600 XT, Evo. I wouldn't swap. Instead, I would take your desktop and plug it into your living room PC, pick up a it's called a portable laptop table, and use it as a mouse and keyboard table. And you're good. Now you can game from your couch. I recommend the swap. Like the flexibility. He likes the flexibility. But if you want to travel more, then meh. Steam Deck is okay, but you may be somewhat disappointed, seeing as though you're coming from a 6600 XT. Yeah, I just don't. The thing is, it's very easy to be underwhelmed whenever you get the Steam Deck. Like you'll be happy, and then also all of a sudden you start running games and it's like 40 FPS or 43 FPS or 30 FPS on medium to low settings at 600p, and it's just like, oh my god, like it's like it's a good idea, it's a good concept, and there's better concepts like the Aya Neo, which is this guy here. The the Aya Neo is a better concept because this guy here has a better processor, and it basically runs a little bit better and a little bit faster and a little bit harder than the Steam Deck. So there's like 80 different versions of the Aya Neo. By the way, this is a whole bunch of them. Hi gamer, hi, how's it going, buddies? I learned how to do live streams, which is, oh, not sorry, live streams. I learned how to do product reviews now. So now I can actually just switch off and do product reviews over here whenever I'm ready, and then come back over here and do chats. We just actually did one earlier today. So now I have all the powers that be. I still have to fix the color on my my other camera. It has a flat profile because I had it set up that way because I was trying to pick up the dynamic range so that I can have like really pretty pictures, but it still works really good, especially when you want to do product reviews. So if you go back towards the beginning of the stream, it will actually show you the product review we did of the Black Widow V3 Pro Yellow Edition, which just recently came out. Not a whole lot of people have it, and there are no reviews on it, so I figured I'd go ahead and do that one first because I already had the green. Okay, and then back to this one here. So yeah, the Aya Neo is probably what I would recommend over the Steam Deck because it's a really, really nice console, especially if you get one of the newer versions. So, you know, it's kind of hard for me to recommend Steam Deck to just about anyone. It's kind of how I feel about it. I wanted swap, yeah, and you may be somewhat disappointed seeing as though you coming from a 6600 XT. Yeah, you would have to be coming from a cell phone for me to recommend Steam Deck. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. Steam Deck is a very okay portable device. I would still say the Nintendo Switch is better, simply because I get that you can run Nintendo Switch games on it. However, the heat that is generated, as well as the slowness and the fact that you kind of have to go in and out. So like, for example, you have to set it up and come out of the desktop in order to set up other games. Like, for example, battle.net. In order to run battle.net, you have to come out of the game and start up battle.net and then let it run. You can't leave the application running because it's not strong enough for you to leave it that way. So you kind of have to let battle.net start up before you can actually start playing games on battle.net. But the fact that you can portably is what's so amazing. But you can do that on the Aya Neo. So I would just recommend the Neo over it because it's just a stronger chip. But yeah, I think the Steam Deck has... It took so long for the Steam Deck to come out that it got dated. And I think that's the way I feel about it, is that the Steam Deck itself, whenever it finally launched, even though it took, you know, years for it to actually launch, it was already dated. And so whenever everything else came out, they were already kind of beating it because you can get better processors, which gave you better gaming performance. Now, of course, they needed a little bit more cooling, but I like those guys a little bit more than I like the Steam Deck. Steam Deck's okay, though. It's just not great, especially if you come from a 6600 XT, you're going to hate it. Alrighty, so this is from AnySpeed. AnySpeed writes, PC froze, now only 4 gigs of 8 gigs are showing usable after retest. Solved, cleaned up some pins with a rubber alcohol, and then tried one memory and one slide at a time. I have been overclock conflict, so it looks like he has issues overclocking his memory. I say, yeah, we would need a picture of this. Also, how many sticks of RAM do you have in your PC? Also, is it a PC or a laptop? He said he only had 2 sticks of 4 gigs of DDR3. Task Manager is showing 8 gigs, but only 4 are usable. Same when I boot Ubuntu, only 4 gigs show up, and I have tried once to plug out and back in without success. That was at 19 hours. I have been over an overclock conflict. I'm guessing he's fixed it. I'm sorry, I don't quite follow. Are you saying that you already fixed this? If he hasn't, Task Manager, what did he say? He said operating system 2.6 of 4 gigabytes of DDR3. It shows 4 usable. Same when I boot. If you are still having issues, then I agree with my colleague above. We will need a picture of your Task Manager settings for memory, as well as what you are showing in BIOS for your memory, because he's the one who brought it up. So I need to see exactly what he's referring to, because it just sounds like, you know, you may have a bad stick of RAM. And I think, and it almost sounded like this right here is where he determined that he had a bad stick of RAM, or maybe he was overclocked improperly or something along those lines. I think he was trying to explain exactly what was happening here. And so yeah, he may actually be fixed, but if he is, that's great. If not, I guess we'll follow back up with him tomorrow and see exactly what he's saying. So any speed, keep us posted here so we can try to see if we can help you there. All right, let's go ahead and hit up the next one here. Oh God. Oh yeah, coffee. Okay, so this was from Cup of Coffee. He was trying to set up a static IP address on Windows and Xbox, and in order for them to try to talk and communicate with each other, which seemed a little odd. But we asked him about this. I said, essentially, yes. So you would need to set the static IP address and the DNS for network connectivity. You can set the DNS for 8.8.8.8 and blah 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 blah. But you never actually explain the issue. What happens when you guys try to connect? Does it give an error? Can either of you play the game by yourself? Does it only give you a problem when you are in the lobby together? Just need a bit more info, thanks. It effectively only lets one of us connect to the game. And if he connects first, I have to restart the router to even be able to get into the game. Unable to connect to data center is the main part. Well, it sounds as though you both have the same IP address. It sounds like you both have the same IP address. That is usually hey Louis, lol. We'll go with lol. Hey lol, is Ryzen 5600 and RTX 3070 good? Ryzen 5600 and RTX 3070 is excellent. That is probably one of the best tiers of CPU GPU combos around, because that guy right there will give you 2K 165 hertz 9 times out of 10. And that 1 out of 10 is Call of Duty. All other games, no problems. So yeah, I think RTX 3070 and a 5600 is one of the best builds. The reason why I also say that is because that used to be my build. I used to run a 3900X and the 3070 Ti, and I ran that the entire time until I recently upgraded. But I only upgraded for this channel. If I wasn't doing this, then I would still stick with my 3900X and my 3070 Ti and be happy. The only reason why I've had to switch it and upgrade is because of this. But but yeah, I would say the 5600 and the 3070 is really, really good. On top of that, you have a little backup in case something happens with the 3070. The 5600 also has integrated graphics, so you can actually, you know, hook up the integrated graphics in case, you know, you're having some issues with the 3070 and test it. But overall, I would say yes, that is an excellent build. It's an excellent mid to high tier build, especially if you're going to go play games in 2K. Well, it sounds as though you have both the same IP address. That's what that would be. Well, it sounds as though you both have the same IP address. That would explain the conflict, as well as the reboot to fix it. What IP address are you using? Well, I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to insult its intelligence either, and that would explain the conflict as well as the reboot to fix it. Can you guys connect when it's set to DHCP? Question mark. So yeah, typically he should be able to connect to each other with just DHCP. You shouldn't have to actually set up static IP addresses for you two to connect. That is really weird. So if you guys are in the same lobby and you both have network connectivity, you should be able to connect to each other with just straight up DHCP. You shouldn't need a static IP address to do this. That's why it kind of threw me off when he started asking about it, because it's like, if you guys want to connect up and you both have network connectivity, you guys should connect. It's not going to form a connection unless he's trying to play over LAN, which I doubt he is. He's probably trying to connect to a server and then try to play that way, which means that as long as both of them have network connectivity, he should be just fine connecting up to his friend's PC and them joining a lobby together. So they should be able to join a lobby together as long as they both have internet connectivity. So it almost sounds like they just don't have internet or they have DNS issues, which is what I was mentioning earlier. So we just need some more information just from them so we can kind of get an idea, because it sounds like he just had static IPs and they both had the exact same IP address is what it really sounds like, if you're asking my opinion. So cup of coffee, keep us posted here. It's kind of an interesting one. We kind of want to make sure that you guys are off to the right track. But no, when we're talking about trying to start up, I don't care which system, I don't care if it's PS or Xbox or whatever, if you're trying to start parties with each other and you both have network connectivity and you're both logged in, crap. I just thought about it. Where is it at? No. Was I at the beginning? Where was I? Jesus Christ. Was I still in group 2? Yes, I was. I was at the end of it. What did he say again? Just thought of something. Are you guys using the same Xbox Live account? That may be a problem. Or if he doesn't have Xbox Gold and you do, this is also a problem. But as it will kick you out if you try to join a game that has online multiplayer with only one Xbox Gold user. That's nasty. Oh, that's nasty. Okay, so let's talk about that, right? It just clicked. Like, as soon as I started talking and we were talking about Xbox or PS5 and I was saying I don't care what system he has, it clicked. If you have Xbox Go, all of them do this, by the way. If you have Xbox Go and you have Xbox Go as one profile, one user, and then you try to connect to like multiplayer and you have another user that's trying to connect up to you, If it's kicking you out and then you connect and it kicks him out and it's doing that, and the only way to fix that is by rebooting your router, essentially kicking you both out the game, then it sounds as though, one, you may either A, have a static IP address and y'all have the same IP address, so that's the reason why I can kick you out, or B, the bigger reason is that you may have gold and he may not have gold. So either A, he's trying to piggyback off of your gold account, which is why he can get in, but you can't. And when you get in, it kicks him out because you can only have one Xbox Gold user associated with that particular profile. Now, some of them do have family packages and stuff like that, but typically Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo all work the same way, where they kind of frown upon multiple consoles using the exact same account. So I think that what may be happening here is that you both don't have Xbox Gold, or you are on the same account instead of two different accounts, or maybe one is a test and one isn't. So something along those lines. But it sounds like you guys are on the same Xbox Gold account, if it's not a static IP address. That is a nice one. I never even thought about that until I had to replay. How long did it take me to come up with that? Maybe how long we work that issue? Maybe 3 minutes. It's a little slow. I should have came up with that a little bit quicker, but at least we came to that conclusion. Yeah, a cup of coffee. Keep us posted. This issue has now gotten interesting. So now I'm kind of curious as to what happens, and I want to see this one through, because I think that may be your real problem. I think that this is more your problem than the whole static IP crap. Okay, group 3. Let's do this. Group 3. Let's do it. Alrighty. Oh, Sliger plus a 480. Somebody. Is it easy to build a PC? I am hoping to get a PC soon. I've never built a PC before. Yes, it is really, really easy to build a PC. You may run into a few things here and there, but overall, it is an excellent experience. And the thing about building a PC is once you start, you can't stop. So I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've gone through, but once you build a PC, you will always be building PCs. So it's one of those kind of things. So I think it's a rite of passage for everyone. Now, you may mess up here and there, but overall, I think it is a great experience. I love it. Mostly plug and play. Almost can't mess it up. Yeah. So yeah, I would say that it's really hard to mess up. As long as you kind of go through the steps of building a PC, you shouldn't have too many problems. Yeah, you shouldn't have too many problems. I'm sorry, my fan spun up for some reason. I'm like, that usually the fan sound is usually an indication that it's rebooting. That's why I got so scared. But yeah, building a PC is pretty normal and pretty easy to do nowadays, especially because you can just watch a YouTube video. When I was growing up, there was no YouTube, so so you had to learn the hard way. And then you would plug things in the wrong ports, but now you can't really mess up because all the ports are different. There's no FireWire plus USB kind of situation. It's usually just USB or USB 3 or USB-C. So those all literally 3 different headers. So you usually don't run into situations where you can mess up nowadays. So yeah, if you have any questions though, be sure to just ask me in chat. Like I'm here like Monday through Friday and sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays. So yeah, if you have a question, just be sure to ask me in chat. I literally cover every topic. So we can do Mac, we can do PC, we can do builds, we can do gaming, we can do issues, we can do problems, memory, whatever. So yeah. So you can send him videos and photos. Yes, we do videos and photos too. Now we may laugh, but we also do that too. So yeah. So this is a Sliger Plus, a 480 external radiator. Where can I buy cheap, trusted PC parts? Trusted PC parts? You mean like used parts? If we're talking about used parts, then it depends on what products we're talking about. So like if we're saying a used CPU, then I don't really like going used CPUs. I typically go open box as a intermediary, or Amazon warehouse. There's a reason why I say this. It's because even though they are used, you still have warranty. Whereas with eBay, it's costing people money, right? So like if they send it out to you, you decide you don't want it and you send it back. Okay, well, they just wasted $20 plus all their time. Whereas if it was Amazon, or it was Amazon, or it was Amazon warehouse, or if it was like a Micro Center open box, then you're only wasting the company's time, which is okay because people return those things all the time. Okay, it's not okay. I still feel kind of bad about it, but at the same time, most people return things. So it's normal procedure to return things there. So that's the reason why I would say that. So I typically don't go too far into used parts when it comes to those, because you can go open box and kind of get right there in the middle. So like, let's say a product is like $400. Well, so you may see it on eBay and you may see it on Craigslist for $200. However, you can probably find an open box for $300. And it's like, okay, well, I'd rather get the open box because at least now I have the warranty. So I can come back in, 2 weeks or four or a month or something like that and be able to get a refund if something was to go wrong. So that's the reason why I would say that, because I would take that middle ground as opposed to going all the way in, because it can be anything wrong with something that's straight up used and messed up. Yeah, Newegg you can do it as well. So Newegg used to be my go-to website, but now it seems to be inundated with third-party sellers. Yeah, Newegg kind of fell off the range, but Newegg, I used to go to Newegg just for searching, and then now it has all the third-party stuff on there. So I don't even recommend that, because typically with those, it's all markups. So open box is typically going to be your way to go, or warehouse, because Amazon warehouse is rarely ever markups, is usually markdowns. Now, if you try to buy used from dealers at Amazon the same way you would at Newegg or something like that, then those are typically markups. So yeah, Newegg is kind of I would say Amazon warehouse, Microsoft open box, Best Buy open box, those things. So like, for example, me personally, when I buy cameras, I usually buy them open box, like new open box from like a Best Buy or an Amazon, unless it is a new camera that's going to be my primary. So all my primary cameras, I buy new. Any other camera that isn't a primary camera, I buy used open box. And I do that instead of going to like eBay or something, because a used open box just means that somebody got it and didn't know how to use it, more than likely. So I can save a couple $100 without going full crazy and then going buy something on eBay and then it messes up. Photography camera or PC camera? Yes, because my photography cameras can be used as PC cameras. So I have the one that's filming me right now that I just upgraded to over the weekend when I took 2 days off is an A7 IV. I just got that one, and then I have an A7R IV and an A7C, and they all use the same lenses. And so when I switch over to this setup here, so now on this setup here, this is an A7R IV that I'm pointing at with my finger, and then the top down view is actually an A7C. So it's a little bit of everything. Geez, man, what the fuck is that Primo stuff? Yeah. So I've upgraded my build back. So that's what I was trying to do over the weekend. So now we can do all kind of crazy stuff. So now we can do product reviews over there, and then on top of that, we can come back over here and talk. And not only can we do product reviews, we can actually do computer builds. So like if I want to do a particular ITX build, if I was having an issue with an ITX build that I was having a problem with or that I wanted to show off, I'm actually going to be doing one tomorrow where I'm trying to actually set up an EXXI host so we can switch between different operating systems. So yeah, so a lot of stuff planned, but now we have a whole setup going. So now I can switch between a lab plus this. That mic on that cam you just switched to was not that good. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I haven't had a chance to actually hear it this way. So I didn't know for sure, but thanks for letting me know. It's actually connected to the camera itself. I'll swap it over so that it's connected directly to the PC, and that'll probably fix it. So that's good to know. I appreciate that. Okay, where were we? Okay, yeah, we're talking about the Sliger guy with a 480 millimeter radiator, because okay, the thing about the Sliger what's crazy about the Sliger is that it actually supports a 240 millimeter radiator. So, or was it 240? It actually supports up to a 280, I believe. So the fact that he actually has a 480 is insane, because you can actually do a 240 in a Sliger alone. So what kind of Magi system version 6.2 is complete? I don't know. It kind of defeats the purpose of having a handle when you have to tote this big 480 millimeter radiator. That's kind of crazy. At what point does it stop being SFF? Exactly. This isn't SFF anymore. This is basically a handbag with a PC. So you have to walk around carrying that wherever you go. I feel like the exact same way whenever you have like a laptop and then you have a an all-in-one cooler that you can connect to it that can actually make it liquid cool and keep the PC cool. But at the same time, you now have to carry around this all-in-one liquid cooler, and you have to keep putting coolant in it. And it's like, okay, well, at what point does it actually become a desktop? So yeah, I feel this way about that because this is no longer SFF. This is this is no longer portable. This is no longer portable. Kinda don't need that handle anymore. LOL. No longer portable. Kind of don't need that handle anymore. LOL. Alrighty. So yeah, that's an interesting build though. I mean, I'll give you that. Okay, let's go to the next one. I don't think he actually put a whole lot. So he was saying malicious sites open sometimes randomly. And I had said I would say to download and run Malwarebytes on your computer, also to add ad blocker. This is the actual name as an extension in whatever browser you like to run, then see if that resolves your issue. Oh, he said thanks, he would implement it now. Okay, so that was a quick one. Okay, so I guess we'll see what he says. That was 20 hours ago. So I kind of just kind of grabbed some of these and just kind of put them in there. So cool. This is from Mazikato. Downsize NR200 to A4H2O cooled air build. This is what I did. So on my Dan case, which I'll show you guys probably tomorrow. On my Dan case, I actually did the exact same thing where you kind of have a funnel going, and basically what this does is it actually lowers your CPU temperatures by about 5 degrees by having it set up this way on an Noctua L9A or I. And yeah, it's really, really good. It's better than having an AIO because the AIO, once you start putting that in there, it takes up too much space, and then all your cases and your side panels start to bow out. And at that point, what's the point? You see what I'm saying? Because now you can't even close the freaking case. Oh, sure, it's better cooling, but it's only like maybe 7 degrees better than that. That guy is really, really good. So that's the thing when it comes to that. It's like 7 degrees is not really worth it. Oh, look at that. That's a nice looking graphics card. WTF, man, you're using the same mouse config as I am. Mouse config? Oh, the color of the mouse thing? Yeah, I changed it up so I can see it because I'm going through like 4 different screens now. So I wanted to make sure that I can actually see it when I move over to the other screens. Yeah, the mouse cursor. Yeah. I changed it up. I had to because I was like, man, I can't see anything, and nobody else can see whenever I'm clicking on stuff. So I was like, okay, let me just change it up a little bit. Until receiving, I had no idea how much smaller it was compared to the NR200. Quite the difference. Yeah, the H2O is actually really nice and compact. Oh, I like his build. It's nice and neat. Very little cables too. That's actually kind of interesting the way his mic is set up. So if you look at his mic is actually facing him. But the thing about his is that his is straight up in the frame. So like if he was trying to game from that monitor, he would have a problem. He would have to game from that monitor over there on the left-hand side. That's the only thing about that. That's why I like the way mine is. It's like it's actually stacked. So my gaming monitor is actually above my work monitor. So my mic is actually only in front of my work monitor, not my gaming monitor. But yeah, his may be that way too. But yeah, it's showing it bowed out like that. It's kind of an interesting one. I don't see that too often. Interesting mic placement. Pretty happy with the footprint. Interesting mic placement. Dope build overall. Is your battle station posted on Reddit? No, I haven't had a chance to do anything on Reddit lately. I have to. Okay, so my day is so much busier now with work and stuff. So I'm trying to get all my time together. But now that the lab is set up, it's going to be a little bit easier because I spent that entire weekend, and then Monday and Tuesday I spent getting my lab set up. And now that we have the lab set up, it's going to be a little bit easier for me to start making videos and posting pictures and doing other stuff on Reddit. But so far, it's really just been this live stream. It takes so much time and getting everything set up. But eventually, yes, I would want to start posting this whole battle station thing because now all of my stuff is mounted on arms. Like nothing is hanging. Everything is just straight up mounted. Like even my chat, like this monitor that's actually showing my chat is actually a 28-inch in portrait mode. And I basically, whenever I switch to the lab setup, I just rotate the mouse or the monitor over to the other side and I can see the chat. So it's kind of interesting. And then I have another monitor over there for the chat, as well as, you know, people asking questions in Reddit. So we can actually still work from there, as well as be able to show different products and stuff like that. So once I fix the audio, of course, because apparently it's trash. So we'll take a look at that. Interesting mic placement, dope build overall. Very clean looking. Does the mic cover your gaming monitor? This may not be a feature of the, well, okay, it may be a feature of his actual placement, because generally it may be better if it came in from the left or the right. That way it's not in his way so much. But I guess we'll find out. But still, overall, pretty dope build. Alrighty, so this is from who? This is from Bailey. Oh, Bailey the Nerd. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Bailey says it puts the Wi-Fi in the box. Oh, this is a Tails. Okay. Okay, Tails. Okay. Okay, let me get ready. It's noticeably different when you switch cams. Yeah, okay. Okay. So the Shure SM7B and the Sennheiser MKH416. The Sennheiser and the Shure are very, very close to each other. One is a condenser mic and one is a boom. And the thing about that boom is that it can pick up audio everywhere. So even if I'm talking into the Shure like I am now, if I was to switch over to that input, you can still hear me talk. That's the whole reason why I wanted to go boom. Because, like, for example, I could switch and still be talking and you would actually hear me talking over there, even though I haven't actually moved over there. Whereas if I went condenser, you wouldn't notice I was talking unless I actually moved over there. And if I was to go lavalier, like a wireless lavalier, then wireless lavaliers don't sound as good as condensers or boom mics. They just sound okay. But at the same time, if I was to lose connectivity while I was talking, I would not know. There's no way for me to know whether or not I had lost signal if the battery died. So I'm a little nervous using lavaliers because I'm afraid that it may go out, because our streams are really long. So if we go 3 hours and that lavalier dies, that's going to be like a whole 30 minutes without me talking. So it's like, okay, well, where do you go? If you go condenser, then you'll hear it. And when you switch over, nobody will hear anything until you actually get over there, or you go boom. It's just that I have it on the camera now instead of actually going directly into the PC. And it looks like I'm just going to have to plug it directly into the PC. But the Sennheiser MKH416, as well as the Shure SM7B, are usually going to be pretty on par with each other when you have them set up properly. As a matter of fact, when I first started doing these, I was actually using the Sennheiser. And the Sennheiser is great, but the Shure sounds a little bit better whenever we're talking. Like if I'm right up on it, the Shure sounds excellent. So yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a little noticeably different the way it's kind of going in there. But once I plug it into an actual preamp, it'll be better. Okay, all right. Tales from tech support. Let's do this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. These things are never short. Okay, so it puts the Wi-Fi in the box. Okay, this is in fact not a tale from my ongoing career in IT, but a small rant about my existence as my family's personal IT guy. I visited my dad to give him the new computer. I built him. He now built the new computer I built him. He now has the fastest email box in his neighborhood. I definitely went overkill for him. While I was there, my dad tasked me with helping him get his security cameras operating through the app on his phone so he can keep an eye on things while I'm on a short trip, or while on a short trip. However, there are several problems. He has 2 DVRs. They are cheap off-brand. One of them is located in a giant metal shipping container that he's using as a garage at the moment. So for those of you who browse this up for fun and don't do much IT, let me explain. Wireless signals and big metal boxes are not friends. This is 100% true. Oh my God. And that big metal box can also be your house. Fun fact, especially if you put a lot of metal in your house and you have metal between upstairs and downstairs. Oh my God, that signal connectivity is going to be trash. So we set about the Herculean task of putting Wi-Fi where it want to be. We ended up daisy chaining a couple of mesh network nodes from his office to the wall adjacent to the shipping container. Then we cut a hole in the shipping container, covered it with plastic, and made a little shelf. We put the third node on the shelf as now it's repeating Wi-Fi into the container. And then we found out his DVR's wireless card is borked. So I had to run a 50-foot Ethernet from the node to the DVR. So now my dad has better Wi-Fi than me and a better PC than me. Okay, so let me explain what he did. All right, so he created what mesh topology is essentially when you have multiple wireless access points connected with the exact same SSID. Sometimes, so there's also software that actually helps with that, so that whenever you're switching and you're moving between one SSID to the other, that it will automatically keep all of your settings from the previous one as you move over to a new one. So basically, if you were already on a particular website, or let's say you were watching a YouTube video, it will not change or make any changes, and it keeps the same IP address, everything across the entire mesh topology, which is multiple nodes. So what he was trying to do was he basically created a mesh topology outside, but the problem is if you put an access point inside of that metal box, there will be no signal connectivity because that metal box is a complete insulation for Wi-Fi signals. So he put it on the outside, and then he ran a cable because he didn't have a choice in the matter, because his wireless card for the recording of those security cameras is broken. So he had to basically wire that wireless access point all the way from outside all the way back inside. So a lot of work, but yeah, now his internet's gonna be pro. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. That is just wow. Time to move into the metal storage and save money on rent. Wow, time to move into the metal storage to save money on rent. LOL. There we go. Good job, Anthony. You did a good job there. But yeah, I would do the same thing. I would straight up move into that metal box. I'll be fine with metal. Like I don't think I'm conductive. I don't have any like teeth or anything that's gonna be like magnetic. So I think I'll be fine. As long as I have no magnets on my pockets or anything, I'll be all right. So yeah, I would straight up just move there. Save some money on rent. Alrighty. Group 4. Let's get it cracking. So we're doing pretty good on time. Well, we ran through a couple of groups, but some of them had only a few things in it. All right, so back to the whole Apple earbuds thing, mic not working. Now, no Apple products pair. Okay, well, he would say what he said. He said Apple earbuds mic not working. Apple earbuds mic worked with my laptop, but not with my computer. And so basically, I know that the port is working as when I use non-Apple products, I can hear myself just fine. But is there a way to resolve the problem, or is this how Apple earbuds are designed? No Apple products pair with whomever. However, they can only pair with one device at a time unless they are all Apple. So what I would say is to temporarily disable the Bluetooth of your laptop to see if your desktop is able to pair with the AirPods, so on and so forth. He said Apple AirPods or Apple EarPods, not AirPods. It's the wired one. Thanks for the suggestion. Derp. Okay, so if the mic, what did he say? What was his actual? Okay, let me read this again. Apple earbuds mic worked with my laptop, but not with my computer. I know the port is working as when I use a non-Apple product, I can hear myself just fine. Is there any way to resolve this problem, or is that just how Apple earbuds are designed? My laptop and PC are not Apple products. But it worked with his laptop, but not with his computer. Derp. Okay, so if the mic is not working on the computer, try the. Well, let me think about that. Those earbuds from way back when, I feel like they were 3-prong. In other words, like if you look I do not have any more analog plugs. I just realized that. Well, anyway, if you have an analog mic of any kind. What you'll notice is there are rings around it, and I remember the I'm literally trying to recall it in my head from like 15 years ago. So just give me a second. Um, the the earbuds, they had three rings around them, meaning that it passed audio as well as the mic, meaning that I don't think you can plug that guy into a front port, but you can try. I feel like he may have plugged it into a stereo port, and because of that, it didn't get him mic. That's what it sounds like to me. However, when he plugged it into his laptop had a combo port. Therefore, the mic and audio was set up together, right? So the mic and audio was on one port together. So that three ring on his earbuds was able to connect and show up on the laptop just fine. I think that's what's happening. Wow, I'm dizzy going back that far in my head of that picture. Okay, let me actually say it. Okay, so if the mic is not working on the computer, then what is happening? What is most likely happening is this. If you look at the end of the earbuds, tip, you will notice there are three rings around it. This means the analog signal carries both stereo and mic. I believe the reason it worked in your laptop is because your laptop has a combo mic / headphone jack, whereas your computer does not. If this is the case, then you will just need to find a mic headphone to USB adapter. Mic plus headphone, mic / headphone to USB adapter, but it only be one port. There are a few that do that, or that break into two. Okay, yeah, we can try that. That's probably easier to find. You need to find a analog breakout that will separate it into headphone and mic. That's it. That's what I was trying to say. Separate it into headphone. Okay. With more vocabulary. Oh my god. Y'all did not see that. Derp. Okay, so if the mic is not working on the computer, then what is most likely happening is this. If you look at the end of the earbuds tip, you will notice there are three rings around it. This means the analog signal carries both stereo and mic. I believe the reason it worked on your laptop is because your laptop has a combo mic headphone jack, whereas your computer does not. If this is the case, this is the case, then you will just need to find an analog breakout that will separate it into headphone and mic. Yeah. That's it. That's his issue. That was an interesting one. Oh man, look at you making me think. How long did that take me? 30 seconds? Okay, we're getting there. I'm getting a little bit smoother. I don't feel too bad about it. I think we did pretty good on that one. It didn't take me long to get to that conclusion. But yeah, that's the issue on that one. More than likely, he has a combo port on his laptop. A lot of laptops used to have that, where it would only have that one microphone headphone jack. It only had that one port. It doesn't have two. Whereas desktops only have multiple ports, but they only take in like speaker or line in or something like that, line out, so on and so forth. Okay, that was a nice one. That was clean. Got me thinking. Okay, I'm ready now. So this is from Thystine. Building a PC for gaming at 1440p, 165 hertz. That is an excellent build. That's what I used to run, 165 hertz with my 3090. I am building my first PC as my old PC is a pre-built and has become quite dated with only a 1063 gig. Hey, that 1063 gig was a great card because it was cheaper back in the day because the 3 gig was not enough memory for miners to take it. So it was actually a really good card. You can actually get it up at a decent price back then. I'm looking to build something that can play mainstream games like Cyberpunk 2077 at 1440p at 165 hertz since that will max out my current monitor. My main concern is will my current build with the RTX 3070 be sufficient, or should I shell out the cash for a more powerful GPU? I shell out the cash. Also, is there any glaring issues? Any advice is greatly appreciated. Realize running Cyberpunk 2077 at 165 hertz is a ridiculous requirement. You are absolutely correct. I don't need it to run on ultra detail. Yeah, we know what you meant though. I am more looking for lines of World of Warcraft, which doesn't matter. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order also doesn't matter. And then Grand Theft Auto 5, Witcher 3, and No Man's Sky. All of these don't matter. The reason why they don't matter is, well, okay, GTA. None of these really matter. The more I think of it, none of these matter because these are all games that you can run just fine at 60 hertz. Like, why would you wouldn't notice anything? Like, nothing's happening here. Like, if we talk about World of Warcraft, okay, that's not going to make a difference at all. As far as World of Warcraft goes, you're not going to really notice it that much. Generally, those games would be just fine at 60. And then we'd say Jedi Fallen Order, maybe Fallen Order. Yeah, probably Fallen Order. So that's probably the only one. But at the same time, here, let's see what you got. 12600 KF, and then you have, what is that? Yeah, no, 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 no. Oh, it's i5. Okay, let's see what chassis you're using. Okay, so you have a B660 motherboard. Okay, the no overclocking, but I already saw that from the KF. And then you had 32 gigs of RAM. You have an Evo Plus 2TB M.2, and then you have your 3070 LHR 8 gig video card for $629 on Amazon. Yeah, no. I think you can probably do better. Oh, you have a Corsair, a 4000D Airflow mid tower case. This is a nice chassis. So this guy is super open, and because of that, I would actually go liquid cool, but he may be on a budget, so we'll see what happens. And then he says he has 850X 80 plus gold certified power supply. At $34.99. That cooler is a bit iffy for that power supply, or I'm sorry, for that CPU. May want to change it out with a liquid cooler to be on the safe side. Liquid cooler to be on the safe side. Also, every single game you mentioned, with the exception of Fallen Order, will run just fine with a 3070. Even Fallen Order, but for the multiplayer, you may want those frames. But for the multiplayer, you may want those frames. But overall, the 3070 is fine here for the games. Now, none of these will hit 165 hertz. It's just also true that none of these need 165 hertz. LOL. Okay. So that cooler is a bit iffy for that CPU. You may want to change it out for a liquid cooler to be on the safe side. Also, every single game you mentioned, with the exception of Fallen Order, will run just fine with the 3070. Even Fallen Order, but the multiplayer, you may want those frames. But overall, the 3070 is fine here for those games. Now, none of these games will hit 165 hertz. It's just also true that none of these need 165 hertz. LOL. I don't know what specific frame rates, but you should be able to get 6800 XT for right around the same as a 3070. Yeah, I mean, you can, or you can change it up a little bit, whatever. For most of these games, you're asking a lot from a 3070. Most of them is not going to get close to 160, even with DLSS. Assuming you have a $1,600 budget, you need to do something like this with your target performance goals. I agree with everybody here. It's just that why fight it? Like there's no point in giving him an alternative in order to get a better graphics card with like a 4070 Ti. For what? It doesn't do anything. Like all the games that he mentioned is just fine at 60. He's not going to notice a difference. It's not like he's like if he told me Call of Duty or Battlefield or Valorant, or hell, if he told me Minecraft, then I may change it. But if he's not talking about Valorant, if he's not talking about Call of Duty, if he's not talking about Battlefield or something along those lines, any type of shooter, if he's not talking about oh god, what is it called? Oh my god, now I'm gonna think about it. Red versus Blue. What is it called? I don't remember. And I have the game. You know what? I'll go into Steam. Forget it. I'll go into Steam and figure it out. I'm not worried about it. Forget it. Whatever. But yeah, that game too. The red versus blue, and yeah, they have the sword. I can't remember. I've played that game a million times, but I can't remember. Whatever. Any of those shooters, I would recommend something maybe a little bit more than a 3070, but he doesn't play shooters. He just plays like video games. And 3070 is just fine with those video games. It'll probably give you 80 frames per second at high. So 80 to 90 frames per second at high, which is more than enough for what he needs to run, because they just don't need 165 hertz. So I don't know, if you want to max it out, bro, you can, but a 4070 Ti would probably max him out as well. But that's the same thing as saying 3090. So teach his own. But yeah, 3090 it would max it out and it lets you hit that 165 hertz except for on Cyberpunk. But at the same time, why the hell would you need that? So whatever. I will leave it alone, sir. I will leave it alone. But that's the way I feel about it. All right, let me get some water here. Okay. This is from Worldly Quantity 234. Okay, Worldly Quantity writes, can someone help me with what to get for a PC I'm looking to build? Games I'm planning to play and budget down below. So for starters, my budget is $2,000, maybe a bit more if needed. The games I'm planning on play is Star Citizen, Rust, Ready or Not, Space Engineers. All of these are easy games. I love mostly survival MMOs and strategy games. I mostly plan on playing indie games on here as I already have a PS5 for AAA games. Okay, so there's not going to be any Civilization or Civilization. Okay, so where's the part picker? Okay. To get a PC I'm looking to build? Okay. Well, I mean I okay. I'm not about to sit here and go through PC part picker, bro. Well, all those games are not that intensive. Not that intensive. Honestly, I would say you may be better off with. Okay, what I'm about to say. GeForce Now? GeForce Now? Agree and continue. What were the games he said? Go back. He said Star Citizen, Rust, Ready or Not. Star Citizen. Man, I know how to. Okay. Star Citizen. What? Go back. Star. Oh, wow. Okay. Rust? Why does it only show me one game? Not now. There's no way it doesn't have Star Citizen or Rust. Okay. What is going on here? Okay, here, let's just do this. Switch back. And let's see. not now. Okay, let's try something here. W. Okay, so it's not. It's just doing this to me. Okay, they should have Google GeForce Now list of games. So GeForce Now, I was thinking that he may be better off with like a MacBook and a GeForce Now subscription. Games. That's what I was thinking. That may actually be better for him because now he can move around. Okay, we'll just say it. We'll just say it. We'll just say it. Well, all those games are not that intensive. Honestly, I would say you may be better off with a MacBook Air and a GeForce Now subscription, or a Windows laptop for that budget. Now you have a mobile gaming setup that you can take with you on the go. We'll just leave it at that because $2,000, and those are the games he wants to play, plus he wants to still keep AAAs on his PS5, then why are we going so high? There's no need to, especially when you can. A lot of these games like Star Citizen, Rust, Ready or Not, and Space Engineers, all these games are usually playable on GeForce Now or things that are like kind. So GeForce Now and all those other apps that they have now that you can actually play on the cloud are usually okay to run these particular games. Like even certain MMOs can be played on GeForce Now. So I would say he may be better off at $2,000 budget buying like a MacBook Air and being able to use it for his work and his travels, with the ability of just using GeForce Now if in case he wants to game, and then on top of that, or he can switch over to a Windows PC and then go Windows PC with a graphics card and be able to play those games, because these games are not intensive. They're so weak that you can just tell them to use a laptop. Like, it'd be one thing if he was trying to play some actual intensive games, and then it's like, okay, maybe you do want to go for a desktop here, but yeah, laptop is actually best for him. This is one of those situations where I would say literally just go for a laptop at that point. You can go for a nice mid-tier laptop and get everything that you want plus portability. It's just there's no point. Like, why are we playing this game? Alrighty, so this is from Claybay. Claybay was writing, I'm currently selling my PC to a friend of mine, and I was prepping PC to be sold by resetting it and deleting all my info off of it. I thought it would be as simple as going into the settings and going through the process of resetting and deleting all my files. Well, was wrong. After I did that, it still pulls up my user profile to sign into Windows, but it states with a blue screen, user profile cannot be loaded. I watched a handful of YouTube videos all saying the same thing with the same instructions. However, when in boot my PC in safe mode to try and fix the issue, I go to sign in and it's stuck on just a moment screen. It just sits there and nothing happens. I force restarted my computer and rebooted it multiple times. I have no idea what to do. I'm considering biting the bullet and taking it to Geek Squad. And I said, no, save your money. If you're giving your PC to your friend and it had a legit copy of Windows that you still have the key for, just reinstall Windows and put that key in and hand over the PC to them. How exactly can I reinstall Windows without actually being able to sign in? Can I do it through BIOS with a flash drive? We have a guide on our wiki to reinstall Windows 10. Follow this guide. Oh, they helped me. Oh, sweet. Good looking out. So let's see what everybody else said. They said just go with that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just go with the guide to install Windows 10. Just make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay. I think we're good. Cool. Yeah. I don't even think we need to reply to this. They already replied for us. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. He kind of answered the question. I'll just go ahead and post this here. Seems like they answered the question you had for us. For us? Us? Yeah. For us. Let us know. Yeah, let us know if you have questions. That's very hard to say. Let us know if you have questions. I sound like Legion. Help us. Treat us. All right, there we go. Seems like they answered the questions you had for us. Let us know if you have any questions. Cool. So we'll just leave that alone. Yeah, Clay Bay, man. Yeah, just reinstall Windows and then just give him that. You don't even have to give him a licensed copy, to be honest. He'll probably be fine with just a default copy. Like, why would I give him my license key when I can use it on something else? That's the way I always look at it. You know, they're probably not even going to notice until it tells them that, you know, at the very bottom, but at the same time, you can still use it, so it's whatever. Okay, let's see. 8:39. We're doing pretty good on time. Oh, okay, we're doing great on time. We may have to add some more. That's crazy. Even though we actually did a whole freaking product review and we still are burning through these. All right, so this is from Demon. Oh, all right, all right. Here's what happened, right? So Demon had this issue with network connectivity in their dorm. And they were like, hey, when I'm in my dorm, I have really bad network connectivity. And because of that, I can't play certain games. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know, if it's Wi-Fi, then you can try to set up an account to try to get internet services in your name so that you can maybe upgrade the internet speed or get it set up in your house or get it set up in your dorm personally. So like, for example, you might be able to upgrade the default plan that they have for the actual site, because you're not going to tell the HR or the IT team to try to upgrade the internet. More than likely, you may have to do it, things of that nature. So I was kind of giving them options to go if it was Wi-Fi or just move closer. But what I ended up finding out was that this person here said that he was actually wired. And he is talking about an Ethernet connection, if not my mistake. Wait, you have wired Ethernet in your dorms? Well, that's interesting. If so, then just go to start command prompt and run this ping 8.8.8.8.8-T. Press Control-C to cancel and see if you get any packet drops. Also, when you were on speed test, what was the latency, as well as what's the latency in game when you start rubber banding? I just ran that command and 21 sent and 21 received, which means that that more than likely he may have packet loss, but the pings are too small for you to notice anything. Ping was around 10 milliseconds on speed test. In game, it will be around 10 to 30 milliseconds normal, and then spike from anywhere to 100 to 999 milliseconds. Okay, well, that's death. Okay, well, that's death. So if you are getting these spikes from a wired connection, then you would need to run that ping test for about 30 minutes to an hour, or however long it usually takes to create the issue. In game. Then send that to the IT team so they can investigate. Also, okay, I'm not gonna do that, because I was gonna say you can try to plug into another friend's dorm to see if they have a problem, because at that point you'll just be investigating the issue. They send that to the IT team so they can investigate. That's the safe way to say it, because you don't want this man, you know, trying to go into another friend's dorm and then trying it on their wired connection, because you just want to be safe and you don't want to tell them to go to somebody else's dorm. So yeah, I say that that's probably the best way to handle this particular situation, is run a ping test for 30 minutes to an hour and then send it to the IT team, because the IT team can take a look at it and see exactly what's causing that particular latency. Because if other people are also having some really bad latency, then they can kind of investigate and see what may be happening. What may be happening is that the switch may be dropping packets. That's very hard to say. Or, you know, it may be a bad cable or a bad line going to them, so they may have to get that reinstalled. So, you know, there can be a couple of different things that can cause this issue, but at least the IT team will be able to investigate further if it's actually dropping packets, because it's wired. So, you know, they may have to just send somebody out there to take a look. So we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, if you're getting past like 300 milliseconds is probably death. You're on your way out the door. You're gonna be rubber banding. You're gonna be missing headshots. You're going to be all kinds of stuff. Even 100 isn't great. You'll probably still get smoked by somebody who's 60. Unless, of course, you are the one who is in charge of the server, in which case everyone will be laggy. And you may actually win at that point. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. All right, so this is from Huge World Lines. Huge World Line was talking about, I don't have speakers on my desktop, so I use headphones. I do too. I tried updating my audio drivers, unplugging, replugging, and restarting my computer, but I can't hear anything. Does anyone know how I can get my headphones to work? They were working yesterday. Okay, so there are other devices you can plug your headphones into outside of this computer to test. That would probably point us in the right direction the fastest. He said, I just plugged it into my phone with a YouTube video open and I can't hear anything. I guess it's the headset. Do you have a hi-fi setup you can plug it into? Sometimes phones are not able to power higher end headphones. But based on what you said, yeah, the headset is busted. Times 2. KG coming in with the assist, baby. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, KG. That's a dope assist, bro. That's teamwork makes the dream work. What's down here? No, it's just us talking. Okay, cool. I give the assist trophy to KG, man. Good looking out. He's absolutely right. Hi-fi even is kind of interesting. I wouldn't have ever thought about that. But we'll go ahead and add that to our repertoire of troubleshooting techniques. Okay, so this is from Boradley's Ghost. Okay, well, you know, whatever floats your boat. This is first SFF build, Be Quiet, Dark Rock, TF2 in a Sliger S610. Okay, well, that is a very interesting build. Very pancakey, but you know, hey, okay, whatever. Let's see what it turned into. Oh, okay, gotcha. So it's just a tall, thin layout, or fan layout. That's actually pretty nice. Oh, okay. So yeah, he's got that going into the Sliger, and the power supply and the GPU on this particular version. The GPU is at the bottom, but it has 2 fans to actually keep it cool, which is pretty sweet. Very nice for whenever you have Founders Editions cards. That's actually excellent. Don't see that too often. And then he has some more ports or more fans at the top, which actually can be where your CPU cooler is, but he won't need it for his particular build. Oh, yeah. This is actually a really nice build. I like the layout and the fact that you're actually getting some airflow to the fans. Well, I don't like that. He's blowing. Oh, no. So it's reversed. So this is the bottom. So he's basically pulling air from the bottom up into the fan and then it exhausts out the top. That's what he's trying to do. But even so, this fan is swapped wrong. It should be exhaust. So it should be going upwards. But yeah, whatever. Still pretty good. Yeah, well, that's for the motherboard case. That's actually a nice little build there. Huh. Oh wow, he just put all the pictures. What did he say? Closed flush. Oh yeah. The yeah, it closed nicely. That's actually pretty sweet. Yeah. He beat us to it. I can't even type, man. Everyone beat us to it. Swap the top fans to exhaust, bro. We were I don't even know what's the point of me saying it. Oh, here, let me actually put something positive. Nice build. There we go. Now I don't feel so silly. I look at these pictures. I did that already. Oh, he did that. Oh my god. I don't even need to post it. I don't even. I don't even need to post it. Now I just feel stupid. So I'm just gonna save edit and just say nice build, bro. I'm not even gonna get into it because it's like, okay, now I feel stupid. So yes, that is a nice build. Now that you have the whole thing set up and you swap the fans properly. So yeah, dope build. Bradley's Ghost. Congratulations. Okay, that is from that. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one. What time is 8:49? Not bad. I mean, we're gonna probably still have to grab some more, but still not bad. All right. So this is user service cannot be loaded. I'll keep talking and talking. Remember this. I'm currently. Oh no, we already did this. This is Clay Bay. No, this is totally different. Wasn't there another person named Clay? Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. So basically, this person here is selling my PC to a friend of mine, and I was prepping PC to be sold by resetting it and deleting all my files off of it. Oh yeah. When you say legit copy means watermark, because yeah, I got the watermark LA. Okay, let me refresh this. Let me see if. Okay, there is more than one Clay here, and I feel like we already worked him. Clay. That was Demon. Okay, that's group 5. Group 4? Was he in group 4? I feel like we already had a Clay. Yeah. What? User service cannot be loaded. So he's in group 4, 4 versus 5. Oh no, he's in 6. Oh no, that's not 6. So he's in 5, 4, and 4. Okay, so yeah, I already worked him. Okay, that was so confusing. Okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Okay, my bad. Okay, I was like, man, I could have sworn I seen that name somewhere before. Okay, this one's a different one. Well, not necessarily a different one. We worked this issue before, so this is another repeat. Asus ROG Q code 15 G skill RAM doesn't post. So we basically the guy is having an issue with his RAM not posting and giving an error code 15 and his computer not booting. Basically he said he powered it on and he didn't see anything on the screen, and I was thinking that it's a possibility that it may have a graphics issue, and that may be the reason why he's getting a black screen. And I was like, and then basically there was some back and forth, and I said, alrighty, sorry, took off the weekend, let me get into this. So you never get into BIOS, it never posts, it gives you a orange LED, correct? What if you only install 1 stick of RAM? Try in the primary slot, then swap to the other stick and see if the error 15 code goes away. Yep, never ever got into BIOS. Already tried that before posting, unfortunately. Both sticks of RAM in all the slots, one at a time, so stick 1 by itself, slot A, then B, then C, then D. Also did the same with both sticks on AB, blah, 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 blah. I was out of ideas by then. How many people have been talking? Oh, yes, 23 people. Let's see where he's at then. Once I get a bias, doesn't act up later on. Cleared CMOS. Yeah, error 15, blah, blah, blah. This was where our whole conversation started. And then, let's see here. The motherboard is more than stock though. It was never booted before. I made no modifications to BIOS whatsoever since it never posted in the first place. Not even peripherals got power. Oh, never mind. I think there's a button on the back according to the manual. I'll still give that a go and update with my findings, if any. Well, as expected, clearing CMOS by clicking on the button still does nothing, still error 15. What LED is lit up under the error code? Orange. The RAMs do click in. I haven't looked with a flashlight yet, but I'll do so. However, I'm 99% sure they are still flush in the socket. Just got off the phone with Asus. They say the RAM is not compatible. Can't seem to find any PC store closed that has DDR5 RAM. I would ask them to test on it. Could be the case. Sorry to hear that. Blah blah blah. Program called 3D Mark. Are they plugged in to the correct slots? Let me check compatibility. It's not compatible. Have a great day. That's crazy. Conversation went something like, tech, are they plugged into the correct slots? Me, yes. Let me check compatibility. It's not compatible. Have a great day. Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna get something like 6200 megahertz. Yeah. Well, I was hoping that the memory would default down to a speed that is supported, and the XMP profile would break the boot. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. Let us know what happens when you get a new stick of DDR5. Yeah, just leave it at that. That's kind of crazy. I mean, the text saying that it wasn't compatible. I've never. Okay, well, to be fair, I only had that one. I have 64 gigs, and back when I bought it, because it was when the 7950X first came out, it was so freaking expensive. And even I don't run XMP profiles. I just leave it at the default, which is like 5200 or whatever. But then the reason why I was just doing that is because like I was worried that I was actually causing an issue, and that was the reason why I was having all these problems. But that actually turned out to be BIOS, so I'll probably upgrade it back to whatever memory stick it's supposed to be on. But yeah, that's kind of an iffy one there. Okay, well, see what's happened with your memory issue, bro. Keep us posted. Not a whole lot we can do there. You just have to replace the RAM. House flooded. PC's first backpack trip. Aw, isn't it cute with the googly eyes? Is this a Dan Case A4H2O? Let's see. You got more than one picture, bro? No, you have one picture. How unoriginal. But it's still a nice case with the googly eyes. So SFF is about cramming as much stuff that I can fit into places that it shouldn't fit. Wow, I'm not even gonna make a joke on that. This is the first rare occasion that I got to use the portability factor, and man oh man am I happy that I can throw my entire system on a backpack. I kind of wish I was still in the K39 for this adventure, but the Form DT1 is pretty manageable. Yeah, okay, it was a T1. Okay. Looks your feet and the PC are ready for the water now. Thank you for PG-13 your toes, LOL. Oh yeah. Once you go backpack PC, you never go back PC. LOL. Never go back. LOL. Yeah, once you go backpack PC, you never go back. LOL. Yeah, there's like once you have a backpack PC, it's kind of hard for you to go back to anything else, because like when you think about laptops, right? So we can even go down the model number. So if we go down like the Razer Blade, right? Well, the Razer Blade, even though you can actually get pretty good CPU performance and GPU performance, but the Razer Blade's problem is you can't actually run that guy flush. So you can't sit it on your lap, and you can't sit it on a table. It has to be elevated at all times because its fans are on the bottom. So if not, that whole chassis is going to catch fire. So you have to run it elevated. Otherwise, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Okay, cool. So if you look at a lot of the other ones they usually have some type of fans on the bottom that can prevent them from actually getting in cool airflow. But if you have an all-in-one case that is your main computer and you just take it everywhere with you, well, that guy usually has pretty decent airflow, much better than that of a laptop. On top of that, if you have a higher end graphics card, that's going to be comparable to any of these newer laptops graphics cards, or better. 9 times out of 10, probably better. And on top of that, you can still upgrade your PC and keep on going. So if it can fit in your backpack and you can just take it with you, just run that one computer and just call it a day. Get a portable monitor and just be done with it. That's the way I always felt about it. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go to the next one here. 3 more left. Yeah, we're gonna need some more. We burned right through that. I kind of feel kind of bad. All right, are we really on 6? Yeah, we are on 6. Okay. Well, dang. Well, dang, sir. Well, dang. Okay, there's 30. I'm not gonna. Oh, there's a school involved. I have a 12-year-old who won't stop getting on. Okay, I gotta look at this. I'm curious, even though there's 38 people who also talked about it. Let me just grab a couple more people, because we're gonna need a lot more to get through this hour. No zeros. Zeros. That's not a question. on new gaming and body. I am curious. You know how to fix it. Yeah. Let's get that too. We'll turn it into a whole group. What's going on? Is my frame rate dropping? No. Why did they do that? I didn't know it can't go very further than that. Okay, that's weird. Okay, there we go. Now it's doing stuff. That was weird. Okay, whatever. I didn't drop any frames, so it's not my fault. Blah 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 car blah blah. Okay, I guess we really can't go that far. Okay, fine. We will choose a topic. And blah blah blah. Oh, 2. Instagram. Okay, I'll do an Instagram, sure. Phone hacked. Okay, we'll do another phone hack, sure. Instant shutdown after exiting game. All right, cool, this works. Let me create another group. I have to do these by groups now because now I put timestamps on stuff, and I need to be able to have it set up by groups so I know where I am. Okay, we did the googly eyes. Okay, so now we're here. All right, I'm ready. Okay, so this is from Puzzle Headed Brief 56. So this is another repeat because we had like 10 of them. No, we had like 15 repeats. A lot of them were thank yous, but these are some of the ones that I grabbed are repeats. And building a PC for my girlfriend and was using Windows Media Creation Tool to put the operating system on. I never changed the name of my hard disk drive in new volume and got it mixed up. The loss of data is not so much an issue. I can re-download games, no big deal. My question is, can I reformat the drive so it is usable again? I said, yep, just right click on the drive, make sure it's the correct one, LOL, then click on format and okay. It will wipe the drive and go back to normal. Now, before you do this, however, it isn't the boot drive currently, is it? For example, is the drive you are referring currently set up as the C drive? So when I try to reformat it, it won't let me choose full storage capacity. It only had 32 gigs as an option. Most likely formatted a 32 gig partition and has unformatted space in the rest of the drive. Correct. Delete the partition in Disk Manager. Correct. Along with any other partitions on that drive, so you have a single unformatted space. Then right click, create a new volume. Then right click again to create a new partition for the fully spaced drive. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's it. LA Hawks for the assist. LA Hawks with the assist. Have a good one, bro. Cool. That makes me feel good for some of these, because like a lot of these, like they'll see a minute and then they won't reply, so nobody will say anything, which is cool because it lets me know that that we're on the right track. Some of them will get stomped by. Like for example, I don't play every game, so there may be certain games where. Oh, speaking of that, there was a person who had a question about Riot Games, and was it Riot Games? Yeah, it was Riot Games, but they said Vanguard, and I was like, Call of Duty Vanguard, but Vanguard is actually the security software that runs with Riot Games. So whenever you play like Valorant, Vanguard is the security settings that prevents hacking. So the dude was trying to uninstall that, is what his question was. But my answer was correct. Go to Control Panel, uninstall, and then uninstall that particular Vanguard. That's actually in the guide, but the guide also has a way to do it from command prompt that I wasn't aware of. So I'll probably pin mark that, so if we get another Riot game question, we'll be good to go. But yeah, every now and then we kind of run into those kind of situations where there may be another way of uninstalling that the manufacturer of the game has created that we aren't aware of. So it happens, but I still like my answer, so I'm okay with it. Dango reformatted my HDD like an idiot, and building a PC for my girlfriend was using Windows Media Creation Tool. Oh yeah. Okay, so he actually said something else. He said, "No, thank mother of F and all that is holy. I didn't reformat my boot drive." That is hilarious. That was the same issue though. Okay, cool. So this is my work travel setup. Oh yeah. Well, we talked about this, And I said the 1650 is great. It accommodates like 80% of the ITX cases on the market. I've currently got the 5700 XT stuffed in there, swapped coolers with a busted 5700 non-XT dual fan card, and got custom power connectors with a 5mm height right angle connector to make it all work. Awesome. Awesome. Though I think he actually thought I meant graphics card. I actually mean the Pelican. Awesome. I meant the Pelican, not the GPU GTX 1650. Not the GPU, but okay. Awesome. I meant the Pelican, not the GPU, but okay. Yeah, the Pelican is a 1650. If I remember correctly. Yeah, it's a 1650. Awesome. I meant the Pelican, not the GPU, but okay. Okay. Cool. All right, group 6 done. Group 7, let's get it cracking. And it just hit 9. Yeah, we'll probably run through these pretty quickly. We shall see. Alrighty, so let's see here. Let me check something real quick here. All right, that looks good. Okay, so this is from Pandarica 1991, and they write, help me limit internet access overnight for specific devices. I have a 12-year-old who won't stop getting on the iPad overnight. This is a school issue iPad, so I can't change any settings on the device itself. I found on my router how to block the device for specific hours, but the issue is I can't get into it into the next day. I can't get it to go into the next day. I want to block the iPad from the internet from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. I can only get it locked from 8 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. I can't figure out how to take it over the whole night or add a second line from midnight to 6 a.m. Specifics: Hitron Technology, blah, blah, blah. Offering this as an update, this child has been in therapy for years and is medicated for depression and trauma. She will find the iPad no matter where it is. It has to be charged for school, so I make sure it's plugged in when I go to bed. She has snuck into my bedroom and taken it multiple times. I've hidden in various places, and she will look for it while no one is looking, e.g. in the bathroom, cooking dinner, etc. This isn't a lack of trying to parent my child. This is my last option. Well, there is certain software and consumer grade firewalls that can prevent that guy from connecting. You also can create blocks based on MAC addresses, or okay, we'll get into kind of the commercial side. I'm curious what everybody said. There's 38 comments, so somebody probably already hit the nail on the head, but I'm curious to what everybody said. So what I would say to this, I'm not even going to put it because there's 38 comments, is for limiting access, yes, but you may end up having to get a new router in order for it to actually set up properly. There's certain routers that will let you limit the amount that a particular device connects throughout the day. But it really kind of depends on which software they're using, which router it is. I mean, there's so many things to consider on that. So because of that, I can't really say specifically which router will allow you to, but some of them do have that option. Let's see. Oh, he's just talking about the cable modem router. Okay, so yeah, no, you can't do that. Yeah, and on top of that, you won't be able to make any changes on that guy. So yeah, you may have to buy your own router for this one in order for it to actually work properly. Some are able to do that, but essentially, there are ways to do that. You could essentially create blocks based on MAC addresses, which is basically the MAC address of that iPad. That iPad has a MAC address, and you can create a block. So whenever it connects up, you can block its MAC address for X amount of time. But this is more on the commercial side. So on the residential side, you may be able to do something like that, but it all depends on the software. You would literally have to Google the router and then Google the software to see if it has the ability to do that. But yes, you may be able to do that. It just kind of depends. Thank you. I updated the original post because I didn't realize I would need to explain that I've done everything else I can think of before getting to this point. I can't figure out how to do multiple rules for a device. That's why I put the router information, thinking maybe I'm not doing something right. I may just have to go in every night and lock her access manually and lock it in the mornings. I was trying to automate it so that I didn't forget one night. She isn't up all night watching YouTube. I looked around a bit, and apparently that router only supports one rule and it can't span over 2 days. Yeah. Internet provider, Xfinity, AT&T both have apps that you can set the limits on devices. And yeah, you would have to get a new router. That's what I was suggesting. Look into the screen time. It's easy on almost all iPhones and iPads. So you can set it through iPad settings. It's very easy to do. Just open the settings and click screen time, and we'll usually walk you through it. That's actually not a bad idea. So we can see that screen time. Yeah. Oh, here's an iPad right here, right in my face. iPad. Okay, let's do this. 03. 03. Let's do this. Screen time. All right, looks like this. Oop. Press like 80 buttons while trying to show y'all. Okay, there we go. Okay, like that. So that's where it's at. Did I show you anything bad? No, I did not. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So yeah, you can go into screen time and set up a screen time for the iPad, it appears. I'm not sure if you were able to do that through the school, but I've gotten there. But because it is school issued iPad, I can't change those settings. It's the most frustrating thing because I can see those settings, but I can't use them. Have you tried reaching out to the school and see if they can change it for you? That's probably the best way to go about it, is to reach out to the school. That's a good idea. Certain routers allow you to stop internet for certain devices between certain hours. Yeah, that's what I said. ISP provider routers are typically junk. That's also, it's kind of true. It's kind of true. A lot of them are. And on top of that, if you reboot it, it usually loses its settings. Why don't you just keep the iPad in your room? Blah, blah, blah. So more parenting type stuff. Just do it for 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Then another rule for 8 p.m. I don't think you said you can only add one rule on that guy. Okay. Charging station schools use that lock up the pop a lock on it at night. That's not a bad idea either. Just put it in a safe somewhere. But yeah, there's a couple ways you can go about it. One is putting it in a safe, but at the same time it needs to charge. So put it in there with like a power brick or whatever. You may have to be, we call it layer one. So basically physical. So you may have to just take it and just plug it in somewhere and then lock it up so that she can't get in, or like put it in a refrigerator or something. So yeah, I'll just leave it alone. There's like 800 replies, but the best one is probably that screen time. I didn't think about that. I thought router because it's kind of my thing. Alrighty, so cool, Pandorica. Hope that helped, or it looks like you already got your help. Erman Miller. Okay, this is interesting. No discount through AD on new gaming and body. Yeah, there's no discounts on bodies, bro. Hi all, I'm in the market for one of the new color variants of the Embody. My local dealer does not carry any of the Logitech branded chairs, but he was able to give me a quote. Base price $19.95. That's about right. So essentially my best option is just buying direct at $17.95. There's still no sales going on for the new colors of the gaming Embody, and I'm having a hard time justifying paying full price when I don't really need the chair. So does anyone know of any current promos? No. Oh, I'm trying to find my keys. I'm sorry. It's not lit up no more. No. Generally, with Erman Miller, you are most likely going to pay full price unless buying used. But on the flip side, the warranty is amazing. Hello. Yeah, well, Herman Miller, man, it's kind of hard to get discounts and everything on it unless they're actually selling it at a discount. But I rarely ever see like coupons or anything for it. Smart Furniture is running the 15% off. Use Herman Miller 5 for another 5. Smart Furniture. Okay, but I don't think that's for the gaming version. Yeah, I don't play these games. You don't want to play these games with them because you don't want to forfeit your warranty for this. Like some of these places, if you buy on Erman Miller's site, you get Erman Miller's warranty, but I cannot say if you buy on a third-party dealer or you go through a third-party setup that they will give you the exact same warranty, because the warranty is like 10-15 years. It's like crazy long. It's stupid long. So I'm not sure if you're able to actually get that warranty if you go with another dealer. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with what I said because I think that mine makes the most sense, because I don't want him to go and try to go to another dealership and then violate his warranty because of it. I could be wrong, but I think that he may run into some issues with his warranty if he goes to another dealership. In any event, This is from Vertical Fries. We got what, 4 more, 3 more? We may have to grab a few more. Let's grab a few more. Oh, we had a bunch. Word document, sure, whatever. Critical process. All right, that looks good. I already gave you my thoughts. Okay, this is long. All right, let me get some water. Okay, I'm ready. So this is from Vertical Fries. Vertical Fries writes, Instagram showing wrong location. Have I been hacked? Greetings, people. I'm new to this subreddit, and this is the first and hopefully last post I will make here. I just had a new phone, and I went to log in on a bunch of social media, including Instagram. Shortly after successfully logging in, a message appeared, and it shortly after disappeared about a device logging onto my account. This was strange. The device numerals appeared to be familiar. The time and date were exactly the same, and as I got myself to check the device, I logged back on and the message had disappeared. The problems with the location. I live in X place in Greece, and the place that appeared to be logging spot was still in Greece, but this time in the Z place, most definitely not far from here. Was it Instagram realizing its mistake? Did the hackers intercept the message? Did I accidentally delete it? Was the location just inaccurate? A likely scenario? I'm a bit scared, and regardless of going to be changing my password, thanks in advance for any and all people who are going to read and hopefully answer to me to calm down my illogical fears running amok. My device's serial number was exactly the same as the one shown on the message, so that leaves only a slight change in location to look out for. I think I'm going to be fine. I'm just honest with you lads. Yeah. Change the password and ensure two-factor authentication is set up, which works very, very well, unless you were that guy who destroyed me from way back when. But outside of that, as long as you're not dealing with that guy, you should be good. Change the password and ensure two-factor authentication is set up. Outside of that, it probably was just geolocation, mixing up where you are. But protect yourself by changing everything. LOL. I said everything. There we go. So yeah, there's a possibility. I never take away the possibility. It's just that all you can really do at that time is just, go ahead and change your password and enable two-factor authentication. Fun fact, if you get hacked on Instagram, it also kills your Facebook. So my Facebook account, I actually had an Instagram and a Facebook account that all had the exact same tags. What ended up happening is I got hacked on Facebook. Like somebody had my username information and they kind of bypassed the two-factor authentication somehow and hacked my Facebook account. And in doing so, I lost my Facebook account, my Facebook business account, and my Instagram account. I lost all three because they're all connected, and it won't let you log into Instagram without Facebook, and it won't let you log into Facebook Business without Facebook, as well as Messenger. So you lose all of them. So you lose Facebook, Facebook Business, Instagram, and Messenger. So next time around, if you are setting up a new Instagram or Facebook account, be sure that you do not link them. As long as you don't link them, then if one goes away or one gets hacked, it doesn't take away the entire environment. Now, generally they do restore, but for some reason they would not restore mine and they just killed it. So now I don't have a Facebook account or a Facebook Business or my old business account, nor do I have an Instagram account. So now I'm having to start over from scratch. So fair warning to people, that was awful. But yeah, I'll just stick with that. That's what I would do. I would just, enable two-factor authentication and make sure my password is changed. Alrighty, this is from Time Reserve 4720. Time Reserve writes, phone hacked. I'm getting a ton of spam notifications for gambling, flirty girls asking me if I'm 18 plus. I'm not. And also notifications telling me I've been hacked and to download this software to fix it with a techie theme that's really sus. I don't know all about scamming, but I remember my parents dealing with scammers, and what I recall is that they usually tell you you have a problem you don't have and they can fix it, but they need this, and that I'm looking for some advice on the situation. Is this phone. Oh, okay. Well, doesn't the phone have malware bytes? I'm fairly sure it does. Now, let me grab a phone. Let me check. Before I say that, let me check. Pretty sure it does, though. Malware bytes. Yeah. Sounds like you most likely have an Android. If that is the case, I would say download malware bytes. Malware bytes from the App Store. I was checking the star rating just to make sure it's not a bad application. If that's the case, I would say download malware bytes from the App Store. Hold on, everything is going everywhere. If that's the case, I would say download malware bytes from the App Store and run that on your phone, as well as add an can't you create an ad block? Add an ad blocker extension for whichever browser you use. I think you can do that. I guess we'll find out. Add an ad block extension for whichever browser you use. It should allow them to do that, but it really kind of depends. Yeah, you can say update the operating system, sure. But yeah, I would say run malware bytes. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. All right, time reserved. Keep us posted. Okay. Oh, we got another sound and a whole thing. All right, cool. Let me get ready. If my headset decides to come on. Come on. Jesus. All right. Okay. I was too busy caught up by the sound. He's asking about the monitor. Okay, let's ignore the sound and let's just watch his issue. Okay, so it's booting on the first monitor, but then shows on the second one. Okay. Then he restarts it. And it starts on this guy. And now he gets to log in on that monitor. But does it log in both monitors? It does. Okay. Okay, let me think about this. All right, so never mind the sound, because that's really what was concerning me. But ignoring the sound, he boots and it comes up and shows the login screen, but then switches to the left screen, and when it's on, or the one on his left, our right. But whenever that happens, the primary monitor does not show a picture. But when he reboots it, it does show a picture, and it does create the login. Okay. Well, I would say for this to swap the primary monitor in the Windows settings, whichever it's set to, make it the other one, to see if there is a difference. Anything else I want to say on that? Also, you can try different inputs or ports on the monitors to see if that changes anything. Yeah, so try different ports, something along those lines, some different ports or inputs, so like HDMI or display or something like that, to them to see if that changes anything. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to break it, okay? And I know that sounds weird, but sometimes whenever you're trying to fix something, it's better to break it. So at least we know what broke it. So like for example here, you have an issue, right? So your issue is that it's whenever you boot it consistently, it actually shows up on the right monitor but switches over to the other monitor, and then when you reboot it, it happens again. All right, cool. So what we're trying to do then is try to break this loop. So the only way we can break this loop is try to, you know, swap out the HDMI ports or swap them out from display, try different inputs, maybe swap them, if put one in the other, see if that makes a difference, change who is the primary monitor to see if that makes a difference when it's booting. Anything that we can do to break this loop that is currently going through is what I would recommend. Guess no learning today. There's always a way. How are your display cables connected and your desktop configured? Also, pressing the power button is not the correct way to restart. Yes, so. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna leave all that alone, and I was just gonna go with what I say. Yeah, swap the primary monitor in the Windows settings, whichever it's set to make the other one, to see if there's a difference. Also, you can try to different inputs or ports on the monitor to see if that changes anything. Yeah, I would go that route. Keep us posted. Not Andalic. We'll just go with that. Woo, lordy. Okay, this is a long one. Let me get ready. 9:20 something. All right, bet. Let's do this. All right. So, PC instant shutdown after exiting a game. Hello, lately something weird started to happen to my PC when I'm exiting a game. The computer completely shuts down. Before this, I've noticed that my 16 gigs of RAM dual channel wasn't running on their full performance. And I set the RAM frequency to 3200 megahertz in the BIOS previously, 2400 when I was playing games on 3200 megahertz. Rust, for example, would crash my PC in 5 minutes. No Windows shutdown on screen, just like when the power goes out. When I changed back the frequency to 2400 like it used to be, the PC would only crash a few seconds after I exited the game. Before this, I've noticed that my 16 gigs of RAM dual channel wasn't running on their full performance. Okay. Also, when the PC crashes and Windows boots back on, in Task Manager in the Memory tab, there is 8 gigs allocated to the Hardware Reserve section. To solve this, I need to go into the BIOS and change the frequencies and restart my PC. It then shows the normal 50 megabytes allocated to Hardware Reserved. This makes me think that there is a RAM problem. I try swapping out the 24, 3000, 3200 megahertz. Swapping between, cleaning the RAM, replacing them on different slots, nothing solves the crashing problem. I've looked online for the past hours, found some things that didn't work out in my favor, and nothing seems to help. A few days ago, before this problem, I've upgraded to my GTX to the 1050 top 4 gigs to a used 1660 Super 6 gig DDR6, and I wonder if there's a problem with the temperatures are normal, and those are his specs. PC instant shutdown after the exit of a game. Lately something weird started to happen to my PC. When I'm exiting a game, the computer completely crashes. Okay. So with this, when it crashes and comes back up, go to start, system, or I'm sorry, not system, event viewer, system, and scroll down to the time of crash. Look for the critical errors around the time of the incident. This will point you in the right direction. let me know what it says. Yeah, let's just see what it says. Let's see what kind of errors that you're getting in Event Viewer, and we just kind of go from there. There's no point in making multiple steps outside of that. It's just not necessary, because we'd go so far over this person's head that I don't really want to do that. I would rather just kind of go step by step on this one here. So we'll just go ahead and leave it there, and start Event Viewer, system, scroll down and look for the crash. And then depending on what that says, we'll just go from there. Like if it says power, we'll look at power. If it says memory, we look at memory, so on and so forth. So that's what I would say for Sandri, or just Dre, or Dree, or whatever. I will just say it that way, Dree. Okay, Dree, keep us posted. Okay, 9:30. So yeah, we'll just do these last few here and we'll call it a day. All right, so this is from Familiar Question. Upload speed issue. Is it Cox or is it a setting I need to change? I have Cox and I pay for 10 megabits per second upload speed. I've tested my upload speed. I saw something flash. I just want to make sure y'all can still hear me. Okay. Okay. I have Cox and pay for a 10 megabits per second upload speed. I've tested my upload speed many times and never got above 3. My Cox gateway is connected via coax. Is it a setting I can change on my modem, or is it a service provider's fault for throttling speeds? Yeah, I would talk to your service provider. It's possible you have the wrong internet speed allocated to your modem. Yeah, we'll talk to your service provider. It's possible you have the wrong internet speed allocated to your modem. Also, be sure to test other devices in the home to see if they have a slow upload as well. We're just, it's better to say that, to try different devices and instead of just saying like reboot your router. Maybe I should say that. To have a slow upload as well. If they do, reboot the modem / router. Okay, we'll say it that way. So take it to your service provider. It's possible you have the wrong internet speed allocated to your modem, which is entirely possible. Also, be sure to test other devices. The reason why I say it's entirely possible, well, one, because yes, it is possible that can happen. You can be allocated to the wrong internet speed by your internet service provider. But the reason why I say that is because it said 3 megabits per second is typically a upload speed that most companies have. So because of that, I'm thinking that may be the problem. And they may be set to a different internet speed instead of the speed that she believes she should be getting. So I'm thinking that they maybe just didn't upgrade them, or they didn't complete the work order that upgrades their internet speed. Alrighty, Familiar Question. Keep us posted. Alrighty, so this is from Moist Philosophy. Alright, Moist Philosophy writes, Word document changed name and disappeared. So I feel like we've done this before. Okay, maybe not. So basically, I had a document called Thesis already saved into my computer. Last night, I started working on it again and was saving regularly. I noticed partway that the name had changed to something really weird like WRDS. Not exactly this, but something like it. And I foolishly thought nothing of it. Again, I was manually saving regularly until I finally was done for the day and stopped. I opened up Word today and all the progress I made was gone. The old version was there, but nothing new was. Completely vanished. The document is incredibly important because it is my thesis and the deadline is tomorrow, so not recovering it is not an option. I figured if I press save, it must be saved somewhere, like located in a hidden Microsoft folder or something, right? Does anyone have any idea what a solution could be? I already tried finding the auto recovery files, but it's not there. I'm using a Mac and I don't use cloud services. Well, cloud services uses you. Well, cloud services uses you. First thing uses you. LOL. First, I would say, yeah, check the auto recovery. But since it's not there, it's possible you saved this to either iCloud or Office 365 Cloud Drive, aka OneDrive. It's possible you save this to either iCloud or Office 365 Cloud Drive, aka OneDrive. This happens a lot because by default, I wouldn't say it's by default, but very often Windows will open and try to save to the OneDrive location instead of to like an actual folder or file on your actual PC. Also, if you remember the file name, this is a Mac, right? I'm using a Mac. Here, I can show you something real quick here. So you should be able to get into the root of the Mac and be able to look for it that way. Like, so for example, all right, so if we go into terminal, right? If we go, screw that up, sudo su, and then put in the password. All right, so now we're in bash. So basically means that we are in the root directory. You can run a command. Let me actually make this bigger so everybody can see it. Can everybody see that? Yeah, I can see it. All right, you can run this command here. It's called find space slash dash now stay and then pipe grep space dash I don't have a file to grab. Hold on, let me find something. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let me just go somewhere. CD slash documents pwd cds, yeah, space douc, there we go, vi space file.txt. Terminal would like to access your document folders. Okay, there we go. I just ignore this. I'm just creating a file real quick, :wq save. All right, so we have a file now, right? It's located in the documents folder, but we're going to get out of there. So now we're no longer in that directory. We're in the root directory. So now the command is find space slash space. Did I say the right slash? Yeah, I think that's right. Dash name. I'm sorry, my mic is in my way. Dash name space pipe grep space dash I. And then we're going to call file.txt. You don't even have to say file.txt. If you only remember the name, you can say star. Find slash space dash. Okay, maybe it doesn't have it on this version of Linux. Pipe. Well, here, let me just see something. Dash name requires additional arguments. Dash name. No, it should be that. Pipe grep space dash I file star. Okay, maybe I'm missing something. Find space slash space dash name. Maybe there's more arguments on this one here. Okay, well, ideally, if you do a find command from the root directory and you do a dash name where it's looking for the name, then you should be able to find it and actually should be able to pull it up. But in other words, it should actually show it if you are in the where am I at? CD slash user the documents cat. Oh, here, just ls shell. It'll actually just show up here. But yeah, the file is here, but it will, whenever you run the find command, it would actually show it up. But yeah, for some reason here on this version of Mac, it's not showing it. But yeah, it's supposed to be find space slash space dash name, and then you could just put in what you're looking for, and then and then grep for, oh, actually, you know what? No, I'll try it one more time. Find space slash space dash name. I feel like I'm missing something. Maybe I am. Maybe it's actually right. File. No such file or directory. Find. Okay. Maybe I was missing something. Okay. That's what it was. That's what I was doing wrong. Okay. Gotcha. So here's the problem. This is what I did wrong. This file name should be here, and because I grep, what it means is look within the results for the name file, but you don't have to look within results for the name file because you just put file right here and it finds file wherever it's at. So if we go to C and then we do find space slash space dash name and we say file and we hit star, right? Find space dash name, no such file or directory, and find file star, no such file or directory .txt. Oops, sorry, txt. Huh. So it only found it because I had it in the right directory, but it's not able to actually parse all the directories. That's kind of weird. P-D. Okay, cd. Now I'm curious. So cd, what was it? Users / users. Okay, now try find. There we go. PWD. Oh, maybe because I had the wrong space / space dash name file star. There it is. That's this is the command. Okay. I'm sorry. There we go. So it's find space slash, but it's /. I'm sorry, the mic is in the way of the slashes and everything, so I can't actually see. But that's the command. It's find space / space dash name and then whatever the name of the file is. Now within here, you can then grep space dash I for file.txt. Okay. And now the file command is actually running. It's running all the entire directory in Windows. And it's asking, if we can access different folders, and it's looking for the folder file.txt. So it's going through all of them. The reason why it's saying not permitted is because it's trying to access all directories in order to try to figure out where it's at. And so you have to give it permission. Yep, keep on hitting OK. All right, bet. So it found it. It's actually right here. So yeah, it will find the location of the file. Now it will take a while before it gets down there, because it went through all of these find commands and it kept letting me know that I don't have permissions. So you have to enable permissions for terminal in an app on the Mac itself, but essentially it will go down until it can figure out exactly where it's at and tell you where it's at. So essentially we created a file and then we went back to the root directory. Like, we're nowhere near where it's at, right? Because it's sitting in users, TheOpenForum, documents, file.txt. So it's in a totally different directory. It's nowhere near where it's supposed to be, but we're in the root directory and we run the find command in order to find it. So that's typically what you want to do when you're looking for things on Linux or Macs. They both do the exact same thing. It's just that it threw me for a second there for some reason. I was pressing / in the wrong direction, but whatever. But that's the command. It's just find space / space dash name and then the name of the file. So I would actually do the exact same thing for him. I would probably say, yeah, we'll just grab it from here. And then let's go ahead and go back to work. And let's tell him what we found. All right. Also, if you remember the file name, you can search for it throughout the entire directory, throughout the entire Mac file directory by going to terminal, make sure terminal has permission to access all files and folders. Then from terminal, we go $sudo su password Now I did do a sudo su space dash, but that's only because I'm used to typing it that way. But sudo su is just fine, and then it will take you to bash. So, and then you just type in find. Oh, I'm sorry, I copied it, didn't I? Oh boy. So this is the thing between going between Windows and Mac is that you now press Windows V instead of Control V. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Let me go back and grab that real quick. Copy. And then go back to here and then paste. And then file. Where file is the name of the file. Be sure to put the extension here as well. Where file is the name of the file, be sure to put the extension here as well, i.e. doc .docx. This will search every directory and let you know if it's on your Mac somewhere. Let me see if I want to add anything to it. I could add the grep statement, but I think that this is probably good enough for him to get the answers he wants. All right, so yeah, we went a little Linux on this. So basically, with cloud services, I said, well, cloud services uses you, LOL. First, I would say, yeah, check the auto recovery, but since it's not there, it's possible you save this to either the iCloud or Office 365 cloud drive, aka OneDrive. Also, if you remember the file name, you can search for it throughout the entire Mac file directory by going to terminal. Make sure terminal has permissions to access all files and folders. Then from terminal, you type sudo su to get into password, or sudo su and then password. And then, okay, maybe he doesn't know sudo su, and then, oh my God, what just happened? Cancel, just cancel. Password as in his computer's password. I was going to change that to computer's password, but just put in his password. And then here you just type in find space slash space dash name and then file, where file is the name of the file. Be sure to put the extension here as well, i.e. .docx. This will search every directory and let you know if it's on your Mac somewhere. Yeah, that's what you do. Cool. Moist Philosophy let us know. I know we kind of went very commercial with it. I didn't want to, but you kind of put us in a position where we kind of had to, because Macs, that's kind of what you got to do in order to get something done. You have to basically go Linux. But yeah, that's what you would do on that particular situation, Moist Philosophy. You would basically do a find command on all your folders and directories on your Mac to see if the file is there. If it does not show up there, then it is not there, because it's going to search every single directory in bash. So if it's not there, then yeah, it may be on your cloud. But if it's not on your cloud, either the OneDrive or iCloud, it's over. It's 100% over. That's the only places that it can be. Alrighty, Moist Philosophy, keep us posted. And it is 9:47, and this is going to be our last one. Okay, so this is a B-side. Oh, it was deleted. Okay, cool. Well, we'll grab one more then. We already said that. We already did that. We already did that. Linux Drive on Windows. Linux Drive. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab it. I try to stay away from Linux too much because my Linux isn't great. It's good, obviously. We just figured out how to do a find command on Macs, but that's pretty normal. Well, that's normal for me, but that's pretty. A Linux expert would think of that as normal. So I don't consider myself a Linux expert by far, but I do know how to troubleshoot Linux. It's just that I'm not great at it. Mounting Linux Drive on Windows 10. I recently broke my Manjaro Linux installation. I'm trying to back it up using Windows on a separate SSD, but it only shows up in devices. Does anyone know how I would mount the Linux Drive to my Windows file system? Well, ideally, you would just plug it in to the PC and it will show as an extra drive. Now, it may not be able to read it, but that shouldn't. Mounting Linux drive on Windows 10. Why are you trying to mount it? No. Okay, well, okay, to be fair, this is crazy. We got 2 Linux issues back to back, but to be fair, in Linux you actually do mount drives, but in Windows you don't have to do that. Now I may not be able to read it, but that shouldn't stop it from showing up. To see it, click on Start, File Explorer, and the drive should be there. Let me know if it doesn't show up. No mounting needed. All right. So yeah, so when it comes to Windows, there's no mounting that you need to do. It's just you plug it in. There's no way to mount a Linux partition under Windows. The best tool to read ext4 under Windows I know is Linux Reader. Yeah, but it should at least show up as a drive. He was saying it as if it's not even showing up. So basically, just go to File Explorer and make sure it's there. But it should show there. Okay, depending on if you format it as a different format, then you may have to go to device manager. I'm sorry, not device manager, but wow, my mind just went blank. I'm sorry. Hard drive. Device manager. No, I said it right. Oh, no. I did not say it right. Disk manager. Disk manager. No mounting needed. But what he said is probably right. Discard. That you may have to use Linux Reader in order to actually read that particular format, because the Windows may not be able to read it, but it should at least show the drive somewhere. But I could be wrong here. I've never actually tried to mount a Linux drive on a Windows PC. So we'll see what happens. It's okay if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, we'll just learn from it and get better as we traverse Linux type issues as well. But man, that's some crazy range. We're talking about Windows, Mac, Linux, and then we have some gaming issues, network, PC. Like that range, man, that range is crazy. Okay, we'll go ahead and call it today. Alrighty, I'm getting tired. We've done a whole lot of issues and we've done a whole lot of good stuff. Alrighty, so we're going to call it today. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a crazy setup. I'll continue working on this to get the audio to be as good as the audio is here. I may actually just get another one of these mics so that it will actually sound the same. So we may do something like that, but I'll hear it and see exactly what I find out there. But that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like this video, go ahead and like button. If you really like it, go to subscribe. I love you either way. Take care. All the best and bye. Headset almost fell off.